Love and Gogi is wrong. I don't want to be right.
What would Socrates say to that?
It tickles my fancy.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
I don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motive. No proof, like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as could be. You can watch it on YouTube with viewing for free. Ay, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wondering what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Welcome on in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Happy Friday to everybody out there. We had a tough night last night, huh? Tough night last night. Except for the Pink. Pink salvaged it late.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Pink salvaged it late. A little Suarez equalizer to, save some face in the conch shell final round of 16, first leg, now going to the second leg.
Not what it's called.
So, very nice job by the Pinks last night. That's why they call Suarez the gunslinger. They don't call him that. The gunslinger. What do they call him?
What do they call him?
That's why they call him the gunslinger, dude.
Yes.
And, you tie things up, which was nice. But the Panthers, tough. I mean, I'm not used to them losing. This is not something I have a lot of experience with, Marco. So, they lose last night, and not only they lose, it was like 20 seconds left.
Oh.
Bob gets the save. Little rebound, but he's stretched out. Defense is right there. No one can stop. Like, no. Panthers go down 2-1, and that was all she wrote. And then the Heat, first of all, they got absolutely destroyed by Luka in the third quarter of this game. And then you had a really great back and forth affair. It looked like Miami was going to take control of this game. They go up by 1. Jimmy Buckets, who had a really quiet night. They're doubling him a lot, making things difficult on Jim VP, but he puts them up 1. You're like, cool. He got this. Once Jimmy gets in the lead, we should be good. He gets to his little sweet spot. We got some time, a little 4 minutes left in the game. They bring in Dunks. Duncan was lighting it up.
Yeah, he was.
We find Duncan for a 3. No good. No good. Then Dante Exum, who where the hell has he been?
What the hell is that?
Dante Exum. He comes out there. They throw
those guys.
They throw the double at Luka. And you want to talk about, doing it for Australia. Dante Exum does it. And he's like, hey, Patty Mills, check this. And he hits a 3. That was tough. And then Bam really, I think, he let him down late because had a brick right at the rim. They got this kid Lively in there who's making life hard for Bam. So he misses right at the rim. Then Luka comes back, sticks a 3 right in Jimmy's face.
Bro.
Right in Jimmy's face. All right. Not dead yet. Only down 5. All right. Terry Rozier, who probably had the game of the game for the Heat.
Yeah.
He was great.
Starting with a triple-double.
He goes out there and he brings them within 2. Cool. Then Kyrie Irving, his fat ankles, they step out. I'm sorry, Kyrie. You probably have normal size ankle, but his ankle steps out of bounds.
His cankles.
His little heel. Heat ball.
Like that.
2-point game.
Like that.
Right in this.
Yep.
Bam misses again. Right at the. He had it. And so then, all right, no biggie. Still a game, right, dude?
Yep.
No worries. Just go get the rebound at the end. Except he can't get the rebound. Lively gets it. Kicks to Kyrie in the corner. Bang. 109-104. That was brutal.
Brutal indeed. I'll give you credit, though. Schmeathan said it in the chat. He was begging for you to call out Bam. You didn't call out Bam. We love Bam. But
it was a piss poor fourth quarter from Bam. And honestly, it wasn't a good game from Bam at all.
Yep.
But the fourth quarter was a disappearing act from him. You're not going to win like that with your 2 stars, quite frankly, didn't play good enough. But Jimmy, for whatever reason, I guess, I don't know if it was what they were throwing at him, took him a while to get going, but he started getting going. Didn't have that ferocity going to the rim. They did a lot of settling last night, and I know that the Mavs have a lot of size inside and have given the Heat trouble. We've seen this. But Bam, definitely, I'd say if anybody wears the goat horns of last night, and not the good goat, the bad goat horns, it has to be Bam. Bam definitely takes the most blame for yesterday's game. No question about it. No question about it at all. He, the one that it wasn't even the bunnies that killed me though. It was not getting that rebound and the kick to Kyrie. That was like, ugh.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was my stomach when it happened.
That was your stomach.
Yeah, dude, it was bad.
Yeah. Wow.
It was bad. He was not. Yeah, so Bam wasn't good last night, but right back at it tonight. I was curious. I saw Solana tweet this out, and he was like, "Oh, do you think they're going to rest Jimmy Butler because he played all of the fourth quarter?" Which is another thing. They played Jimmy all 12 minutes in the fourth quarter, and they got a game tonight against the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah,
I think if anything, first of all, I don't think Jimmy's really in that mode where he needs a ton of rest.
Yeah,
I think that he's already kind of been through that stop of the season. So I expect Jimmy to go tonight, especially with them already being shorthanded. You have no Tyler Hero. You got no Kevin Love. So I don't think Jimmy's going to do that. And if you did want to get cute with that game, here's how you do it. If you're Eric Spoelstra and you want to get Jimbo a little bit of rest, what you do is you play him tonight and then you sit him Sunday. That's the way you do it. Because then you give him 4 days off.
Yeah.
Essentially. So I don't think they're going to do that. I don't even know if they're going to end up sitting him against Washington. I'm just saying if you end up wanting to play that game with Jimmy Butler, you have to play him tonight. You're not going to not play Jimmy Butler against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Miami, I think, do want to have a little bit of a statement, right? Because they've been in this great run. And, they're still in a fine spot. They're still 6 technically. They're right there with 4-5 and not really out of reach of 2-3. But you want to have these moments. Miami's been very, very close, I'd say, against a lot of teams. But I would say against the better of these teams, they've come up just short. And Dallas was struggling a little bit. And that's the thing that I think is most frustrating. Their defense has sucked. They've been very, very bad on defense. And for them to come up with the key stops and the late execution, they kept talking about this on the national broadcast yesterday, is like Spo loves the close games. He loves his team being able to execute, being able to come up with the key stops. And, they just never, even late after they had the 7-0 run, Miami still had a chance because Rozier, he gets a bucket, brings him within 5. Then Bam gets a steal. And finally on the night, because this is another thing with Bam, stunk from the free throw line yesterday. I don't know what the hell was going on, but
it's a bad night.
Bad night, but he had he's trying to make up for it. He gets the steal, goes head full of steam down to the rim, goes to the free throw line, knocks down a couple of free throws. 34 seconds left.
Yep.
All you need to do, get a stop. Get a stop. No fouls. And Exum, Caleb Martin, tied up, foul, goes to the free throw line. So really just tough lack of execution from Miami after they started the game on fire. Luka, then he just goes nuclear in the third. You bring it back with some clutch play, but some big time buckets from Terry Rozier. But yeah, just not enough. And yeah, but I would say Bam definitely gets the most blame for yesterday's loss. No question about it.
For sure. But like you said, back-to-back, 24-hour rule.
Yep.
How do you expect them to perform tonight?
I'm curious. I mean, this Thunder team has been great this year. You're talking about one of the best teams in basketball with, their big 3 with what, I mean, SGA is honestly, I don't even know if he's getting enough buzz for MVP this year. He
really should, though.
He really should. I mean, he has been absolutely fantastic. You think about their record, how good he's been, how good he is as a scorer, as a two-way player. Obviously, they got gangly Chet that they got to roll out there. What?
What he said? Gangly?
He's gangly. You wouldn't say. I mean, what would you describe him as?
No, gangly's good. Gangly's good. I mean, I'd also say he's like the thing in front of car dealerships that are
Windsock. Yeah, that's what Leroy called. He calls him and him and Wembanyama, a couple win socks.
Gangly though, that's good.
He's gangly, dude. Gangly. So really, really, it stunk.
Yeah. Now, if they go out tonight and pull off another close one, but they lose, do you take a moral victory in that sense, or do you look at it as we've just lost 2 in a row?
No moral victories.
Gotcha.
No moral victories. I think you split the road trip.
Yeah.
A road trip like this, you're happy, you're satisfied with that, is what I would say. You go out for these 2 games and you split them. You're satisfied with that. But no moral victories. Like I don't, beating a baby Thunder team. No, I'm not gonna write home about that. No, they need to. It's a tough ask. I get it, but they gotta try and get this one. They had their opportunities last night. They weren't able to execute, and so tonight they got to try and right the ship and get it going. And hopefully, this means better performances from your 2 stars, because Bam and Jimmy weren't good enough. You can't get out. Both of them got outscored by Luka and outperformed by Luka by himself. Then on top of it, you had some clutch buckets by Kyrie in the 4th quarter. They weren't good enough. Bam mostly more wasn't good enough, so people don't think I'm not calling him out. But Jimmy also, 14 points last night.
Yeah,
that's not Jimmy V.
No,
that's not Jimmy V. That's just Jimmy. That's September Jimmy. That's
yeah.
preseason Jimmy.
That is for sure.
So they'll try and bounce, but I have faith they're gonna bounce back tonight.
Yeah, same. I feel the same way about the Cats. I feel the same way about the Heat. Even when they lose, I'm like, all right, I think this team has turned the corner in regards to this. They won't fall into a losing streak like they did previously in regards to the Heat and the Panthers. I just have the ultimate faith in the Panthers. I'm confident we're both bouncing back.
Yeah, so we got your questions in on the chat. We'll get to some of that. We got a mixed bag coming up this hour. Very excited. We'll talk some UFC 299. The bad guy, Chael Sonnen, is going to join us. ESPN MMA analyst, of course, UFC star, MMA star, and media personality. Apparently him and Masvidal are beefing right now, too.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, it is?
I mean, it's good for me. I like entertainment.
You just like entertainment?
Oh,
I don't even know if it's I thought they used to be cool, baby. I don't understand why there seems to be a rift. I don't know the backstory to it, but Chael Sonnen saying he's been threatened by Masvidal. Apparently ESPN put him in another hotel from the athlete hotel.
Oh, wow.
This sounds serious, but I also don't know, because it's Masvidal and Chael. Is this a gimmick? I don't know. I want to believe Chael Sonnen, but
are you gonna check the temperature? Are you gonna ask him?
Of course.
Oh,
no, it's the first thing. I mean, it's kind of the first thing I want to ask him. Yeah,
journalism.
Of course.
I like that.
I want to know where things are at.
Yeah. Are you getting excited, dude?
Oh, dude.
Are you getting excited?
I didn't go to the press conference yesterday.
That's fine. Oh, by the way,
but
crazy
electric press conference.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, I'll tell you what stunned me about it. We'll get to that coming up next.
Like that.
WQAM broadcast.
Don't mind me and Marcos. We're just BSing. We're just talking some bleep.
Yeah. Talking shop. People say
Talking
that,
shop. Talking shop, everybody. I got a tweet from Pastor Man.
right? Wait.
Pastor Batman. I'm sorry. Pastor Batman 305.
Oh, okay.
He says, "Hey, Tobin, want to give you some fodder after the fraudulence from last night."
Huh.
And I know what he's referring to before he even says it. But the one thing I didn't mention from yesterday, Luka hit this crazy shot that put the Mavs up 1. And it was like bananas. The Heat like caused a deflection. You know, there's a loose ball. That was the other thing. Like the Heat, they were getting all the loose balls in the first half. And then like second half, just
nothing.
Offensive rebounds, loose balls, Mavs getting everything. I think that's probably what annoys Spo with yesterday's game.
Yeah.
But Luka hits this banana shot. End of the shot clock, swish 3, turnaround shot. Caleb Martin draped there, even Jimmy coming to shade him over, and it was incredible. It was, I think Harlan's call was just impossible, and he's right. Like that was like who the hell hits that shot?
Yeah.
It was, but Luka. I mean, Luka's amazing.
Luka
does
that. Yeah.
It's really crazy how good that guy is. You do like it's pretty interesting when you marvel on a court where there's Kyrie Irving and how skilled he is at basketball, and you're just like, yeah, but he's definitely the second most skilled basketball player.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Kyrie's obviously got the best handle maybe we've ever seen,
For sure.
but just like everything Luka does and some of the things that he can do, the pace that he plays at,
It's amazing.
insane.
Yeah.
So he hits this crazy shot, but you go back and you watch it because you can't see it from the live angle, but because there's seats there, but you go back and you watch the replay, very obviously stepped out of bounds. Like big fat Slovenian foot.
Yep.
Right out of bounds, like right on the line. Definitely should have Max Struessed it where they go.
Yeah.
After further review, that amazing Luka Dončić shot has been overturned, and they should have waved it off. It should have been they should have taken 3 shots off the board, 3 points off the board, but they didn't. And you know, nobody's going to talk about it because it's Luka.
Yeah.
And Chad says he cries too much. He is a crier.
He is a crier.
He is
No,
a crier.
for
He
sure,
is
for
a
sure.
whiner.
Man, that Caleb Martin
Tons of texts.
Flagrant that they gave. Oh my God, he was running down the court like, "Oh, review that."
I know.
That. I didn't
I
even
know.
see it at first. Dude.
I didn't see it at first. It's a graze over the top. Like it's the
Yeah.
right call. But yeah, you look at this right there, Marcos. Like
Out
you
of
can
bounds,
very clearly see he's out of bounds, and that should have been
Half of his foot is out of bounds.
Yeah, he's very, very out of bounds. And yeah, you don't know. Like that definitely in a game like that, those possessions definitely matter. So it's not nothing, but also, you know, I know that the Heat is going to be there and they're going to be like, you know, we were going shot for shot there because that was that made it 98-97. And the Heat got the lead like right back. 5 minutes left in the game. Like, you know, I you know me, I love a good controversy and whine about it for the Heat.
Yeah.
But also, it's one of those where the ref's not going to waive that awesome playoff.
No.
They're going to be like,
And you know what? As long as
amazing.
we get that same right, I'm okay with that. You know, as long as Jimmy Butler does something crazy and they don't wave it off because of whatever, which, by the way, you saw that review of the steal that Jimmy Butler had that they called a foul and Eric Spoelstra challenged the call,
Mhm.
and they reviewed it for quite some time. It seemed pretty fair to me. And once they, you know, ruled in favor of the Mavericks, Eric Spoelstra looked like he was going to kill that referee. He was at half court just looking at him like, I'm going to kill you.
Do you know, like, did you like, I noticed like Spo had a new look yesterday. Like he had like the dry fit t-shirt look kind of thing
yeah.
on it. It's a good look.
It is a
I
good
like
look.
that better than the quarter zips. I don't like the quarter zips.
Yeah. It's
The
fair.
quarter zips look like they work at they work at like a TGI Fridays.
Oh, yeah, they do.
You know,
Definitely.
like Chris Quinn's gonna come over and be like, "Would you guys like the pot stickers?
Yeah, I always do. I always do.
Boneless buffalo wings? What can I get for you guys? Huh?"
Great.
But anyway, I wanted to talk about this. We're gonna get the mixed bag in just a bit.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen's gonna join us in about an hour. But you mentioned yesterday the crowd
Ooh.
for UFC 299.
Electric.
I'm looking forward to being there tomorrow. Boots on the ground.
Yeah.
And I mean, the whole card's amazing.
Yep.
But dude, first of all, It was interesting. I was asked this a couple of times. People were asking, like, well, what do you think? Do you think that there's as much buzz for this card as there was for the last one? And I honestly said, I don't think so, but I think it's hard because it was a 20-year gap between it. But I've said this up and down. This card is ridiculous how good it is.
Yep.
We really got spoiled. Like Dana White, to his credit, he knew when he was going to come back to Miami, he's got to come correct. And he came with an awesome rematch last year with Jorge Masvidal, and the rest of the card was decent. And this time around, this card is insane. I mean, it's arguably the best card of the year, and there's UFC 300 coming up next month.
Yeah.
But something happened that was interesting, Marcos, because they announced yesterday, Dana said the gate for this was $13 million. Over 13 million, almost $14 million.
I didn't know you did that beforehand. I thought that was something you accumulated after.
I guess, yeah, the pre-sale, they already know.
Oh,
they already know.
Because they're probably,
I guess they probably already sold out, and then everything that's available secondhand, I would guess.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, nearly a $14 million gate. And I think it was 13.75 is the number. Fourth highest all time.
Wow.
And I think the three above them are all McGregor fights.
Huh.
So that's pretty bananas to think that our market has gone from blacklisted to it's broken 2 Kaseya Center records and is the fourth highest gate of all time.
That's amazing.
But that's not even the thing that shocked me the most. The support that Chito is getting is awesome.
It is.
Because, and we talked about this on the interview with him, because I asked him about Topuria, and I said, hey, wouldn't that must be something that you drew, because Topuria went back to Spain. He gets the intro. I think it was at a Real Madrid game. You know, soccer fans, don't kill me. But he got a hero's welcome in Spain. I was like, so I asked Chito, I'm like, hey, you must want something like that. That'd be insane. He goes,
yeah,
I would, but to be honest with you, I already get that in Ecuador. I already get, I'm like, I'm not going to call the guy a liar, but I was like, that sounds kind of crazy. All right.
I believe it.
And a couple of things have come out that has proven Chito to be absolutely right. First off, there's 65 media members from Ecuador covering this.
Oh my God.
Which is like insane. Yeah. He did 2 media days this week, one in English, one in Spanish, to talk about his star power. Nice. They didn't even do that for Jorge. Like, you know, Jorge is not, you know, he's from Miami. So, but like, and that's been a thing for Masvidal where he's wanted to, you know, be, you know, a beacon for, you know, Latin American fighters and all that. But Chito, like, that much coverage from Ecuador is pretty crazy. And then the other part about this is interesting is everybody has said this is the Suga show. This is supposed to be Sean O'Malley. And I'm not denying that Sean O'Malley has a star quality to him. I don't want him to tweet me again. He's obviously very much got something to him. But he shows up yesterday looking like a Furby with Star Trek glasses on. He looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Which is what you expect Sean O'Malley to look like. But I think he thought he was going to walk into a hero's welcome, and he did not. Nope. That was Chito's crowd, dude.
How the hell did that happen?
Is it all the reporters?
Was it all the
No, dude. This crowd has just completely, they're like, oh, it is completely like Chito Vera has never been a champion. He's never been a champion, but they don't care. They will support their own like none other. And it was just crazy to see the reaction. And look, when you put national pride down here, there is just a level that's different. We see this with the Caribbeans. You can't get 3,000 people to go to a Marlins Pirates game.
Yeah.
But you make it Dominican Republic versus Puerto Rico, pots and pans all throughout the
World Baseball Classic,
the Lone Depot Park, World Baseball Classic, any of these international soccer games, we know. I mean, Pinks without Messi, different game, right?
Different game for sure.
Different game. And so to see Chito just completely feel like he's taken this event from Sean O'Malley.
Damn.
I know there was some Chito sucks chants. Not that many. Not that many. They were going nuts for him. Half the press conference was in Spanish. They were going nuts. It was like a pep rally for Chito. And I was just blown away that The UFC comes in here and they think, oh, we're giving you Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
Which great. Sean definitely is going to be a big star, and I get all that. But this has felt like Chito's event, which is awesome. I mean, it's pretty. He was dead ass right, where he's like, I could bring the belt back if I want to, but I'm already getting that kind of a welcome. And he nailed that. And I think it's been really, really, really cool to see.
Think that weighs into Sean O'Malley's brain? Like, do you think he?
I kind of felt like he didn't. I don't think he expected that.
Yeah,
I think he showed up yesterday looking like a cush ball, thinking that it was going to be a bunch of Chito sucks and everything he said was made. Like he says, well, I'm going to knock him out, and he's getting a 60% booze thrown back at him, and sometimes just overwhelming booze, just like people know they're rooting for Chito. And I think that's just really, really, really cool. Really cool.
Unexpected.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, I'm feeling better about a dollar split.
Yeah, looking good. He won the press conference already.
Won the press conference,
be in his
dude.
brain.
Won the press conference. So I thought that was awesome yesterday. Check it out. We'll take a break. Mix things up. Coming up next.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy, he's been out this week. He's enjoying a little vacation time.
Nice.
Much deserved for our favorite show pony. So happy for Leroy getting a couple days. We'll get back into the heat and other shenanigans as we roll on here. Want to let you guys know we do have, what do we have, one more pair of J-Fix tickets?
Indeed, one more.
One more pair of tickets to Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads. They're coming to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in August. That is a Live Nation show. So if you guys want to go see the Dirty Heads and Slightly Stupid, then by all means, keep listening. We will give away those tickets before it's all said and done. The Heat back in action tonight. They're taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder after yesterday's 114-108 loss. We will get back into that, and the Panthers, who fell to the Flyers yesterday in Vladimir Tarasenko's debut. By the way, I apologize, Marcos. You asked a smart question yesterday. You say, well, is he going to start? And my reaction was no. I figured that he was going to get a slower
Second line, right?
He started.
Oh,
top line for Tarasenko yesterday.
Nice.
But you know,
that's impressive.
Yeah. I didn't know also. I was listening to his press conference today because I wanted to see if there was adorable things that he said in his Russian accent. Okay. But he lives in Weston. He's lived down here.
Oh,
apparently
okay.
he moved down. He moved down here this year. This is one of the big reasons he wanted to be on a cup team and wanted to be traded to a team where he could of course, be close to home. So nice. Good for him. Let's get to the mixed bag, huh? Which is brought to you by Broward Health. Well into your future.
All righty then. We talked about it last segment.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep that hot streak going, shall we?
Okay.
This is something we mentioned. Dana White announcing the UFC has broken yet another record down here in Miami. Let's hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
I'm literally standing here watching. This is one of the most electric press conferences of all time. So Saturday night, $13.75 million gate. We broke our record from last time, the highest gate ever in the arena history. Miami, you are awesome. Thank you.
I'm not lying to you, dude.
You got the Goosies?
Got the Goosies.
You got the Goosies? It's cool, man. I mean, just part of the story of it being gone for so long, and now we've become this destination place for it, which makes all the sense in the world. I mean, we are a hotbed. You know, the regional scene down here, you know, from, Titan FC to, the other, smaller promotions that go on, like, and then everybody who trains at MMA Masters and ATT and Killcliff and all these guys and all these places. Anybody that I'm missing, I apologize. But you guys, you realize the type of stronghold it has down here is really, really cool to see. By the way, our boy Gilbert yesterday got a great ovation.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
I was happy for Gil.
Nice. Good.
I was happy for Gil. I don't think this Jack Della Maddalena knows what he's in for.
Good, man. Good. Because based off of our parlay, we need Gilbert to do some work.
Oh, yeah.
Staying within that same realm, we also talked about this last segment as well. Sean O'Malley, not getting the response, huh? This is what happened yesterday. As he said he was going to knock out crowd favorite Chito Vera.
Sean, you said quite a bit along the way that the result of that first fight between you two never really mattered. It hasn't held over you, but given some of the emotion this week, some of the exchanges this week, what does this fight mean to you now, and how important is it for you to get this win on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm very calm going into this fight. It's easy to be calm when you know you're going to knock someone the out.
And you said it. This is a big fight, and it's got that big fight feel. I mean, technically there is one result. So given how big this is, you win on Saturday. Is there a need to do this a third time down the road to make sure that there's no question about the history of this series?
I wouldn't mind knocking him out 2 times.
See what I mean?
Ooh, one guy was like,
shook. Yeah. Hey, great job, Sean.
Yeah,
great job. You got a great outfit on.
Yeah, you look very fluffy.
You look like something I'd win at Chuck E. Cheese. Great job. And Chito, like, if you guys didn't see the video of it when this is going on, they cut to Chito and he's like Hulk Hogan. He's like bringing the end. Whoa, bring the noise.
That's great.
Man,
that's great. Switching realms for a second. We were in the fight game for a bit. Now let's get into some basketball. Don't know if you know this. This may come as a surprise. Anthony Edwards.
Oh my God.
He's really good. Yesterday, he had a free throw that he missed to put the game away by 3 points. To make up for that, seconds later, as the Pacers fly down the court in an attempt to tie the game, no one flies higher, apparently, than Anthony Edwards as he put on an amazing game-winning block, hitting his head on the rim. This is how it sounded on the Minnesota radio network.
Rebound of the Pacers. They don't call a timeout. Halliburton, the hit ahead. Neesmith with it. Dribbles in. Shot blocked. Oh, my goodness. What a rejection by Anthony Edwards to save the game. 113-111. Wolves win. Wolves win.
Great call.
Great call.
Dude, I don't even know how do we describe this. This is like he flies up and is like he has the swat. But as he's there, he hits the head on the back of the rim, falls down.
So bad.
He was, I mean, mind you, this is also a tough day for the Wolves. Learning that Karl-Anthony Towns is out indefinitely. Although I guess the report is that he's going to be back for the playoffs, which is great news for Cat and the Wolves. But man, that was insane.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. It wasn't like he grazed the rim. And they had been playing, because this block was so crazy, they've been playing that LeBron block from the finals, the epic 2016, chase down block. And to be honest, like LeBron, a little bit older, a little bit heavier, didn't get as high as Anthony Edwards did.
I'll be honest, the only block that's better than that is Bam's block on Tatum.
Oh, that was
Eastern Conference Finals. That's the greatest block I've ever seen.
That was such a good block.
Ruined his arm for the playoffs, but it was the greatest block I've ever seen. Like, dude, his hand stopped his dunk.
Yeah, that's crazy too.
Do you know what kind of strength that takes?
Yeah.
I don't think it's respected enough, to be honest with you.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't think it's respected enough. That block by Bam was insane.
Yeah.
But he's gonna look good in the Heat jersey.
Oh, okay.
He's gonna look good.
Okay.
Did you see the hobnobbing yesterday with Luka?
Oh, there was some
hobnobbing yesterday, dude.
Even had some comments after the game. Well, I'll probably get to a little bit. Now, hold on. I figured, do I go there or do I go
whatever you want
in a route that makes us happy, which is someone trash talking Celtics fans?
Oh,
this is someone who has become a bully, but I would consider him like a Robin Hood kind of bully. He's doing it for us. This is Denver Nuggets coach Michael Malone. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar.
I can't decide if I like Michael Malone or hate Michael Malone.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And I think that's kind of how he likes it.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's very cocky and braggadocious.
Very.
But also deserved.
Yep.
Because he's a good coach. And he kicked our ass.
Too. Didn't cut any corners.
I'll tell you, because I got to be honest with you, when they took game 2 of the Heat, I thought this guy had no answers.
Yep.
And he did.
Yeah.
Top hats and monocles.
A bit of a cheat sheet with that guy over there. I'm not sure if you've heard of him.
He's good.
But
you know who's not good?
Who's that?
They hate him in the clutch.
So true. And thank God, honestly. Michael Malone trolls Lakers fans, right? That's something that he's done. Now he's going after Celtics fans after the loss. This is what the Nuggets head coach had to say.
Oh, yeah. No, it was another playoff atmosphere for sure. As we talk pregame, you got to give the Celtic fans credit. They always come out strong. But you know what we say, right? They can take that L on the way out, baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I decide I like him for now.
Based off of that.
For now, I like him.
He gets a pass.
For now, I like him. I like when Eric Reed, whenever the Heat beat the Celtics, or whenever they beat the Knicks, he goes, catch that train and catch another L.
Yeah, man. Anything that goes against Boston fans and their joy, I'm always a fan of.
I am too, buddy. I am too. All right, that is your mixed bag, everybody. We take a break. Hour 2 coming on up. We got Chael Sonnen, the bad guy, ESPN. He is going to join us, talk a little UFC 299 at the bottom of next hour. Still got a pair of tickets to give away as well. Back after this.
The Heat
Our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food. Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Let's get to our headlines. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We no trucks.
Heat fall to the Mavericks last night, 114-108. Luka, 35 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, 4 straight games with a 35-point triple-double for Dončić, which is, I believe, an NBA first. Pretty good. I saw
that's crazy.
Anthony Chang tweeted this out, and he said, let me see, where's this? Last night for Jimmy Butler, he said, Thursday marked just the second game in Jimmy Butler's NBA career that he scored fewer than 15 points while committing 6 or more turnovers. So Jimmy Butler dealing with the double teams and Bam Adebayo, your two stars, your duo, not nearly good enough yesterday. And yet still, we're in that game. Great game from Duncan Robinson, especially in the first half. That dude was a flamethrower with his 3-point shooting. It is funny how, like, still in these national games, everybody's so shocked when he just like blows by Luka and just gets right to the rim. Everybody's so surprised by his ability to do this, but it's great, and it's why the Miami Heat are putting out this case for most improved player for him. Terry Rozier, I mean, just hit some big time shots for Miami yesterday. That was great to see. I thought Jaime played pretty good too. You know, Jaime starting to get that 3-point shot going again. He was just absolutely abysmal from downtown.
We had some good minutes yesterday. Thomas Bryant. Ever since, I mean, it wasn't like game changing, but ever since his return from suspension, I've liked his output. Okay. Not impressed?
Miss Kevin.
Oh, I do miss Kevin.
I
miss Kevin, and we miss Tyler. So if you think about it yesterday, without a successful Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, and no Tyler, Kevin, still pretty close.
Yeah, they've been close. And that's the thing. Like, all these losses that they've had in this stretch, what are they, 11-4 since the losing streak, or 10-4? You know, they all of them have come down right to the wire. It's just it was just not good enough from your two top guys yesterday. Niko had a bit of a rough one yesterday. You could tell that they were picking on him a little bit. So he had one of those performances where Spo was not trusting him very much. He only played 15 minutes of action. I was a point of the third quarter. I thought that like Spo was going to go back to Haywood Highsmith because Haywood did a good job on a couple possessions with Luka, but he did not. And didn't get anything yesterday from Patty Mills. Did not see him. Haven't seen DeLon Wright either, which has been kind of interesting. DeLon Wright, even with Terry being back healthy, haven't seen really anything because they're not really playing a guard off the bench right now. They're playing Jaime and Caleb, who are essentially wings. Yeah, but that's an interesting thing. They've not really cracked open DeLon Wright in a little bit. So. Not good enough yesterday for Miami. Not good enough yesterday for your Florida Panthers, which has been a rarity. They never lose. Yeah. And they fell to the Philadelphia Flyers yesterday, 2-1, a back-breaking game-winning goal for the Flyers with about 20 seconds left in action. Garnet Hathaway with the game winner going right behind Bob after getting the rebound. So that was a tough one. The Cats will be back on the ice. Let's see, they'll be back tomorrow afternoon against the Calgary Flames. So you get to have a little reunion with your boy Huberto.
Hobie dooby doo.
Yeah, I mean, Listen, I gotta be like, I can't believe we had Kachuk.
Had him in your grasps, and look at him now, leading the Cats.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
He's
been great.
He's been absolutely awesome. And so that'll be tomorrow afternoon, 4:00. We'll get into more of that. Of course, we'll go over the weekend rundown with Tickle My Fancy coming up next hour as well. And then on the pitch, the Pinks.
Oh,
they tied Nashville late yesterday. Luis Suarez with a great game. Had an assist to Messi. And Suarez then had the equalizer in stoppage time. So they pull a tie with Nashville. And they'll go to the second leg. I think the second leg's back here. So in the Conch Shell Championship.
Not what it's called?
Yeah. So telling you, Conch Shell Championship. It's coming at you. Today, later on, Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua will square off in a heavyweight bout. Marcos has been pestering me. He goes, "Oh, is that gonna? How much do you want to bet on this fight?" You've been. I
mean, I want to get some odds, but I just don't even know when it starts, bro. I can't keep track of this. You sent me 3 different graphics. They all say different things. I promise.
I think that the card starts at 1, but I don't think they fight until 6. I want to say. So that's what I would say. I don't know.
I don't trust you though.
What? Why?
I'm gonna be peeking in because I don't know, because this is weird time. One time I did this thing, right? I purchased a flight. I was gonna see my lovely lady. She was in Nicaragua. She had lived there for a year at that point, right? So purchased a flight. The flight said you leave 12 a.m. and it gave me a date, right? I show up to the airline and apparently I am a day late. Because of that whole midnight thing. Was it midnight this day or midnight that day? Therefore, ever since then, I don't trust time. And I don't trust that graphic that you gave me because it had me stranded in Nicaragua for 3 days. Therefore, I don't trust time and I don't trust you.
Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou. This is from Michael Benson, who's
who's he?
He's a boxing guy for TalkSport UK. Yeah, he's probably one of my better the more fun boxing follows out there.
Yeah.
He says Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou main event ring walk start time is expected around 1:20 p.m. UK time.
Oh, look at that.
Which is 6:20 p.m. Eastern time.
What? Is it really 5 hours? Jesus.
Yeah.
It's a big pond.
It is.
Other side.
So about 6:20 tonight. You guys can watch Francis Ngannou, and I think Francis is 4-1 right now. Let me check on the Hard Rock app.
I like that.
Where we're at with that, because
like that.
It's funny, man.
Yeah,
I feel like Joshua's gonna win, but it's so funny hearing Francis talk about this stuff because he was talking to, I think it was Helwani yesterday, and he goes, "I just laugh at these stare downs because I'm playing by their rules, and if we were really in a real fight, I'd kill them."
Kill them, dude. Kill them.
It's got to be such a. It does have to be such a confident thing that he's going with into this bout. All right, right now, odds have kind of shrunk on Francis, to be honest with you.
Oh,
Francis is now plus 240. He was a lot higher than that earlier in the week. If you want him by knockout, plus 350, which is, I mean, Francis winning a decision seems kind of crazy. If you want him by decision, it's plus 1400.
I mean, he had Tyson Fury beat.
I thought that he did. I thought that he beat him on the cards. It wasn't even just that he knocked him down. I didn't think that Tyson even threw punches after. Once he got knocked down, he's like, I'm not messing with this guy anymore.
Yeah.
The thing that I just worry about with Francis is element of surprise.
Yep.
I can't imagine that Anthony Joshua was taking him lightly.
Yep.
And then Joshua has fought better the last couple guys out. Now, great. Competition hasn't been great, but these are guys with more boxing experience than Francis Ngannou. And he knows how to win safe. He knows he did this against Andy Ruiz where he can get a knockdown on somebody. He'll get you. And then he's not going to go for the kill. He's not going to go for the kill. So you might want to go AJ by decision. I don't think he's going to knock Francis Ngannou out, but this guy knows how to, go and win rounds. So I think that's the case. Now it's soft because you should, you should go in there. You should, listen, you can't knock out a non-boxer.
Not even a boxer.
It is interesting though, because I'm hearing these Francis interviews because he's supposed to go back to PFL for MMA. But you see the money that he's making in boxing. It's reported at $20 million for this fight.
Wow.
$20 million.
Spoiler alert, you're not getting that at PFL,
I
dude.
don't think so, man. I don't think so.
You know what I can say, though? This is something that is not on the horizon because I believe the divorce was so ugly. The only way you can make 300 better than 299 is somehow incorporating Francis Ngannou.
I know.
It's not going to happen.
Well, I can't believe that. But the thing that look, it's not common that people who leave the UFC get the jump on Dana.
Yeah.
Typically, he's right about this stuff. Like, usually the people who leave, they go to BKFC and, you know, they are living off their UFC name. Francis has got one up on it. He says that there's no big fights out there for you. He's fought now the 2 biggest heavyweights in the world.
Yep.
And Dana was loud wrong about that. And you know what? Good for Francis because, you know, he didn't need the John Jones fight. He was right. And not only was he right, but he knocked down Tyson Fury and made everybody look a fool because he wasn't. I thought he was going to get embarrassed by Tyson Fury. I did. I thought
Same.
I thought Tyson Fury was going to embarrass Francis Ngannou.
Same.
And there's not many times I've jumped off my couch louder of like, oh, when he puts down the Gypsy King.
Yeah,
it was so cool. It's so cool. And he's just got such a demeanor about him that you like. So it's a very, very cool story. That being said, cannot wait for tomorrow night. I am excited about UFC 299. We'll take a quick break. Miami Dolphins making something official. We'll tell you about that coming up next.
This hour of Tobin
on my mind. Wrote it down and read it.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take you up until 2 here on the program. I see on TV right now, Luka talking about his game last night. You have to be the father of that, man.
Yeah.
They say, is he the best offensive player in the league? He's good. I don't know.
I don't really have a lot of arguments for anyone else.
There's not this guy is he was pretty special last night. That's for sure. 4 straight 35-point triple doubles. We'll get to some of his comments coming up next hour. What he had to say about the Miami Heat. I did not find them interesting. But also, speaking of offense,
you did it not.
I did not find them interesting.
Okay, that means there's something there.
You do with it what you will.
Okay, perfect.
But did you see? Speaking of offense, Marcos, yesterday as we got off the air, the Miami Dolphins reported that they had brought in Jonnu Smith, tight end, 2-year deal, $10 million.
Yeah, I did see that.
This morning, pen to paper, the former FIU Panther has been added to the Miami Dolphins offensive arsenal.
What do you initial thoughts on the signing? What do you think?
I love it. Well, first of all, I love it for a couple of reasons. One, I'm tired of talking about all the people we're going to lose, because that's all we've been doing is talking about, the people who are going and not getting Christian Wilkins back, which is going to make me very upset if they don't bring Christian Wilkins back.
Me too.
I'm going to be furious.
Don't lie to me again, Chris Greer.
Yeah, doors open. They've earned the right to be a free agent. These are code talks from GMs where they're like, we blew it. We're not gonna sign this guy.
Doors.
And I don't. That's kind of bummed me out a little bit. So to get a weapon like Smith into the fold, I'm excited about it for a couple of reasons. One, I just think that they needed something a little bit more dynamic out of that position. All respect to Durham Smythe, who did seem like he came along much stronger, but it's
I like Durham Smythe. I mean, it was a good. But my first option though, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a blocker. When Gesicki was here, he wasn't the first option, but he was the option that Mike McDaniel trusted more.
Yeah,
and then the other part was a rookie, Julian Hill, who had a little bit of the fumbles, had the bit of the grab skis. I think undrafted rookie tight end. So, maybe they'll still like that. Maybe they'll still go with that project down the road. But I just think you need something a little bit more of a dynamic weapon, something a little bit more proven. And honestly,
a red zone target too.
A red zone target, 100% where I was going to go with that, because it's just, it's great having all these fast guys and Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, but you get into those tight areas. How many times do they try and throw that stupid fade to Tyreek Hill? Worked one time this season. So you needed to have some other release valve for Tua. And I just think this is going to be very, very beneficial. It's really not. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I know there's some fodder out there with Dolphin fans wanting Derrick Henry. I'm not going to hate it. I obviously think that'd be very cool. There's a lot of great running backs out there, a lot of name running backs. But the thing that I got to wonder about, Marcos, Devon Achane was amazing last year in limited play. And I'm sure you need to have some kind of X factor, because I don't know how he'll hold up. He's not a very big dude. But how much, if you have reps in the backfield, are you going to want to take away from that guy? Definitely need somebody who can power it and be a guy who can give you those. And I don't know if Chris Brooks can turn into that this year, where he's a little bit healthier, because that dude had some mean runs last year, physical. I love that from what he brought to the table. But I mean, Devon Achane was so damn good. Do you really, if we bring in a Derrick Henry, is that going to take away? And I don't mean Dolphin King to also disrespect Raheem Mostert.
No, I mean,
amazing season. Of course. I mean, 21, but that whatever it is, if this is the last year from Mostert, or if he comes, he's under contract for this year, the torch is going to be passed to Achane. I mean, like, Mostert was great, and Mostert was steady, and Mostert, I mean, a touchdown machine.
Yep.
But whenever they handed that ball to Achane, I was like mouth on the floor.
It's magic, dude.
I didn't think anybody could be as explosive as Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
And so I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, look, definitely a bummer last year to not have anything come out of Cam Smith, but they nailed that Achane pick.
Absolutely.
He's an absolute stud. And the more they can give him, the better. Yeah. I love everything that he brought to the table. And so I don't know. I don't know what to do with that because it's kind of like the young rookie quarterback. Like there's value in having the guy on the cheap quarterback contract. Same thing with the running back where it's like this young tread on the tires. You've seen a little bit of the surface of what he can bring. We're not going to expect a little bit more out of Achane this year because I got to feel like Mike McDaniel is licking his chops thinking of what he can do with Devon. Have to think that.
I think you nailed it on the head in regards to you want to see more, so you don't want to limit him with Derrick Henry. But I think something that plays into all three of them because Mostert missed some time, Achane missed some time, and Derrick Henry, he's got some miles on him. So I do think that bringing him in would probably take away a few carries that you would want to give Achane in the second year, but I think it may lend to the overall health of all three backs by not necessarily making one of them a horse, by kind of making it a community backfield thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I think that's probably ideal. I just don't know if Derrick Henry's going to sign up for that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Like Derrick Henry's going to want to go somewhere. He's going to want to be the feature guy. He's getting out of Tennessee. He's going to want to be treated like a star, like welcoming him on in.
Well, where does that exist though? Where
I don't know.
Like it's a dying position. Let's start with that.
But yeah, but he's special, right?
He's special.
He's different. He's a different
some
type of
miles on him though, dude.
Yeah, of course he does.
He's not tired,
but he's also the size of a moose.
He is the size of a moose.
Like he's the size, and we just had a 31-year-old running back scored 20 touchdowns this year.
He's good.
He is good. And I know Tim Bosley is getting mad at me because he's like, didn't you call him a touchdown merchant? I did say that. on the pregame at one point, but I was lashing out, and I didn't mean it. The guy is absolutely fantastic.
Jesus, where'd he come up with this?
Schmieden says red zone wildcat Henry Achane would be unstoppable.
Oh my gosh,
that's a little thunder and lightning right there.
Pretty good, man.
Pretty
good.
But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Like I'm having fun. I want to talk about the innovation of this offense and where it's going to go because Mike McDaniel's got to get his bleep together. He's got to adjust better on these things. But this man knows how to call some offense. He knows how to get us some yards.
Yeah.
There's got to be growth there, but you can't think that this mad genius isn't sitting up at night just drawing up plays. Like I picture Mike McDaniel, this is just me. I picture Mike McDaniel in the McDaniel estate having like a chalk wall somewhere in like a hidden part of the garage. Yeah, just old school, dude. And he's drawing up all types of motions and
clapping his
razzle
racers.
dazzle. I'm telling you, man.
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what he's got cooking up.
Look, I do. This is a strange thing, though, man. This is a strange thing because seeing all the injuries we had last year, we thought, okay, we need to focus on the defense because that's going to be what hold us back. But the last 3 games of the season were shut out in the second half. So obviously, you need to make changes to the offense. Meanwhile, we're losing piece after piece on the defense. So I mean, at what point do we decide that maybe we should be focusing more on the defensive side of the ball than attempting to? I mean, we got Jonnu Smith. That's a good pickup.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do we stop there? Or
I have some thoughts on where they're at with the defense and why things may seem a little bit slower there, but we got to take a break. We expect to talk to the bad guy coming on up. So we'll take a break. Back after this.
and 9 Perfect Strangers.
She will come back.
You think we're this like big happy family?
I have a confession.
Stop the bleeding.
What you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sherry John Brown come for you? Tell me what you wanna do.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM.
It's time, dude. It's time.
What is it time for?
You know what time it's for?
What time is it for?
It's time for the bad guy.
You're excited about this.
Yeah,
I have not seen you this revved up all week. We've had some great guests from the UFC this week. We got UFC 299 down at the Kaseya Center in the Heat's house tomorrow night. They got the weigh-in today, and very excited. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line shop. 100 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. The bad guy, Chael Sonnen, joining us there on the program. Chael, an honor. Thank you so much for giving us some time, man, here on Fight Week.
Gentlemen, you look great, first off. I like those shirts, both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chael. It's like a Friday tradition. It gets us festive for the weekend. You know what I mean, man? We're excited for a fight week.
Oh, I love it, man. Hey, I'm at the arena right now. I try to get a back room so that I could kind of be quiet to talk to you guys. But I get high. I get high on these days. I can barely sleep the night before. I got to throw something at you. So we're sitting at the arena. They're doing the weigh-ins, the face-off. We're building for tomorrow. But in about 3 hours, Francis Ngannou and Joshua are going to box in the Middle East. I'm still trying to get a feed for it. I'm just telling you to remind you because a lot of people don't even know that is today.
I know. It's weird that it is on a Friday. Chael, there's a media room there. There's a ton of TVs. You keep walking down that hall. I know exactly where you can maybe peruse and find a place. Just keep looking for that one that has the fancy sign in front of it outside that little lounge that you're at. But man, I don't know what is it. Why is it on a Friday? That is very strange.
I was in Saudi Arabia last week. There was a PFL event, and I was the announcer for it. So I got to be there. You know, there's something about that. Francis was there, and Mike Tyson was there, and John Jones was there. And I know I'm dropping names, but it's the point because we're in the parking lot for the PFL of the building where they're going to do this fight. And just for example, like this fight isn't sold out. They only sold about 15,000 seats. And I don't know if that's a geographical issue where Riyadh is just not a huge fight population yet, right? It's simply not Las Vegas. It's not Miami. Or if they're not interested in it, like, I don't know. I can tell you that I am interested. I wasn't in Francis's first time because I thought he had no chance. He's now made me a believer. I want to see what he can do.
Same here. It's unbelievable. I thought he was going to get crushed by Tyson Fury, and now this guy's definitely every bet that he made on himself seems like it's paid off. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Before we get into this card coming up, the news yesterday: Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul. What was your reaction to this? We were talking to MVP yesterday, Michael Venom Page. He is like, I'm worried about Mike Tyson. This seems too old to be doing this. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'll give you a couple of thoughts. And I am more than aware that I am likely wrong, but I'm going to go on record with it anyway. I have read 5 reports of that, including at ESPN.com, who I work for, including at TMZ Sports, which is a pretty good source. Nowhere has it said that they are going to fight or they're going to box. It has said Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It said Jake Paul agrees to Mike Tyson. I can't help but tell you, I feel like the swerve is getting ready to come. This fight makes 0 sense. I mean, let me, before we get a hater on the contest, let me just share the business side. There will be no sponsor for a young man to beat up an old man. There's no sponsor that subscribes to that. They cannot sell seats. I just gave you an example of what Joshua and Francis are selling right now today. Let me give you another example. Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor sold 10,800. Now, they were at a much higher price point, but that was in the fight capital of the world. They're going to go out to Texas. I don't care if you're doing them for $5. You don't have a market. Most importantly, who's going to host it? Now, Boxing exists for one reason. There's always a bigger fool willing to lose money. In this case, Netflix is brand new, and I'm sure the people in boxing sunk their teeth in under them and got Netflix to be willing to lose a pile of money. But aside from that, you got 2 strikes and 1 possibility. I don't think these guys are boxing.
Man. All right, so we got the fight coming up, and by the way,
you can't get that, gentlemen. You cannot get that analysis anywhere. That is one of a kind. That's why you came to me.
There is a place you can get the Good Guy, Bad Guy, the new show with Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier. I saw you guys on the ESPN MMA YouTube page. Beautiful Port of Miami for your breakdown of UFC 299. How excited are you about this project with DC, Chael?
I love it, man. I've got to tell you, and you guys would be able to relate to this. Like, publicly, you love it, you want to get the word out. But inside, your ego is directly related to what that rating is each week. And we live on YouTube, so not only are we audited against fellow competition, we are publicly audited against fellow competition. So I got to tell you, I'm excited about it, but like I'm not letting my guard down. I really hope it turns out to be a good show.
This card, the one thing that shocked me, Chael, this is supposed to be the Suga show. Sean O'Malley, obvious why, he's had the rise that he's had. But that press conference yesterday, man, it felt like Chito kind of took the crowd from him. I've been blown away by seeing the support from Chito because, he talked about this last week with us. He was like, I already get this heroes welcome my country, and it's felt like it's traveled here. What have you thought about the crowd reaction that Chito has gotten in this main event face-off?
I love that you had the courage to bring that up because that is the number one most important thing, right? It's not about the lefts and right hands. It's about what the fans want to see, and I'm glad that you didn't mind admitting that. I don't mind admitting that either. Chito turns out to have the it factor, and we didn't know that. I don't think he knows that about himself, and he's not up there trying. He's not trying to make people like him. He's not trying to get clicks. It turns out every now and then you get a guy that's just genuinely interesting. He appears to be pretty interesting. I mean, between the two of them, O'Malley works harder, is more flashy, wants to be the bigger star. Between the two of them, Chito is more likely to stab you in a parking lot, and there's something compelling about that at times, right? Like, he's got this rough, edgy. I was into it too, man. I thought he was killing it up there.
How do you think the first matchup of this matters? Like the fact that he has a win over him, even though Sean, had the leg thing that happened, does it matter that he's already beat him? Absolutely. Now, I will tell you the real secret that nobody else will. Both of these guys already know who's going to win this fight. The problem is, as we're sitting there judging them, we're trying to figure out which one is bluffing. There is 1 or 2 fights a year that doesn't fall into what I just said. Both guys walk to the ring knowing who's going to win the fight. And every now and then there's a punch and you can surprise yourself. But aside from that, I mean, I'm just sharing, like, the animal kingdom's real. Everybody knows who's who. Everybody watching this right now, if I was to ask you who the baddest dude in your high school was, whether you were a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, everybody could give me an answer, and nobody saw that guy fight. They didn't have to, right? Everybody knows who the baddest dude is, and I'm just sharing with you. I really do wonder between the two of them what they both left that first fight with. And I've even heard people debate it. I was there live. I thought that Chito was getting the best of him, but a lot of other people say that's wrong, including the odds makers. It's very close, but O'Malley is officially the favorite. Yeah, it's a weird thing because we were talking about this all week. The underdogs on this card, I kind of think are crazy, and I'm very biased because I love Dustin Poirier and I love Gilbert Burns, South Florida training guys. So, like, I have an affinity for him. I understand, but Chael, these newcomers are coming in there. I feel like Dustin is being disrespected against this Benoit Saint Denis. What do you think of the co-main? Does Dustin have a shot here? They are completely wrong. This is inappropriate. It is so wrong. Dustin is not only not going to lose this fight, he's not going to lose a round. I do not know where this narrative or idea came from. And by the way, both numbers don't lie. Well, we got two different numbers here. We got a rankings room that has Saint Denis at 13 and Poirier at 3, and we got an odds maker that at one point had Dustin a 2-1 underdog. They can't both be right. So do we fire our odds maker or do we clear out the rankings room? Because one of them is way off. I'm rolling with the rankings room. I don't think Dustin has a hard time. It's not because Saint Denis isn't a complete stud. Dustin's that damn good, not to mention it's 5 rounds. That changes things in Dustin's favor significantly. You've called fights for Bellator. What are the UFC fans in for with MVP? MVP is fun. Listen, you have 3 ways as a fighter to entertain the fans. You have your in-ring performance. You have what happens immediately after the fight, but you also have a walkout. Now, the great stars, the Conor McGregors, the Floyd Mayweathers,
they'll give you 2 of the 3. And nobody can really get all 3. I mean, now you're starting to get into like Tyson Fury territory. There's really, truly not very many guys. MVP will dance on the way to the ring. He'll put on one hell of a show when he's in there, and he'll say something fantastic before he goes. I mean, like, this guy can do it all. I will also share this with you. Historically, guys making their octagon debut do not perform to their best. Now, sometimes they get the outcome they want, but they generally don't perform to their best. To give you a couple examples, Hector Lombard came over 22-0, lost. Vanderlei Silva came over, ranked number 1 in the world, lost. Eddie Alvarez is a lock for a future Hall of Fame, lost his debut. So I do expect MVP to underperform. That doesn't mean he can't still win. There's a meaningful gap, at least in the stand-up, between MVP and his opponent.
Put that down, Marcos, for our crazy underdog parlay, just so we know.
Yeah,
He's giving us the goods there.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen, you guys can see his coverage this week. ESPN Plus pay-per-views where you guys can buy UFC 299, his new show, Good Guy, Bad Guy with Daniel Cormier. Chael, before we get you out of here, man, down here in Miami, we know Jorge Masvidal is down. What the hell's going on? Is this legit beef going on with you guys? I thought you guys were cool. I watch your YouTubes. You seem to have always had respect for Masvidal. Has this flipped? Is this a gimmick? You guys are really going at it right now?
And I appreciate you saying that because I see it the same way. I think of George as a friend. He's only asked me for a couple of things ever. I've only asked him for a couple of things ever, but we both jumped and were there for the other one. I don't know where things went bad, but I got to take a guy at his word. And if George and 5 of his scumbag friends walk up on me, they're going to quickly find out they should have brought more people. Oh, by the way, before we go, what's your co-host? He's not talking to old Chael. What, he's got something against good-looking badasses? Doesn't he want to pay a couple of compliments to the? Doesn't he want to say, thanks for coming on, that type thing?
He's muzzling me, Chael. This is what I wanted to say, dude. Is it true that I am looking at the reflection of perfection, the man who gets all the attention? Am I looking at the man with the biggest harm, with the greatest charm, the man in Chicago who will do harm to guys 3 doors down? And I want to know, BT, Tobin, he's muzzling me, Chael. What are you going to do when the man of steel is here in Miami, dude?
As you mentioned Chicago before the 3 doors down, only you and I know what you're talking about, but that was a beautiful job, my man. Hey, I got to tell you straight up, I don't know what's going on with Masvidal. I had enough of it yesterday, and it puts me in a little bit of a tough spot because I'm so much bigger than him. So it put me in, but I had enough of it. Yes, I said, I accept. And they made this Paul versus Tyson announcement. So I went right to Paul and said, me and Masvidal, Paul's got a good relationship with Masvidal. I said, me and Masvidal, co-main event, let's get this done. Paul wrote back, I'm in with exclamation points, and then recontacted me and said, hey, there's an announcement that I can't talk about, but Masvidal's already signed to do something with somebody else, so he's not available. I only do bring that to you. When you call a guy out, the guy either answers or he doesn't. I answered, and he's the one that's not showing up.
Oh, man.
Like that.
Catch him this week, man. The bad guy. Nobody better. Chael Sonnen, thanks for the time.
I've had it with you both. Goodbye.
There you go. Oh, did you get the Goosies, Marcos?
So good.
Oh,
just as good as I knew he would be.
Damn, dude, that was fun.
Yo, analysis too. A lot of we have to
We got our parlays. A little nervous on MVP now, but he is a
true.
friend of the show too.
Friend of the
Now,
show.
I don't know. Wow. All right, Chael Sonnen, man,
Electric, dude.
that was electric. He's good.
So good.
He's good. You had that ready.
I did have
Shoot,
that
dude.
ready. You know why? Because I knew at a certain point he's gonna say something, dude. He's gonna see me just sitting here and he's gonna say something. I know the bad guy. Bad guys know bad guys.
The bad guy is alert. He's gonna know.
Alert. He is alert.
And check out their new show, man, on ESPN Plus and on ESPN the MMA YouTube page. I was just checking it out. They have a whole breakdown of UFC 299. Good guy, bad guy, Daniel Cormier, and Chael Sonnen. Schmeeth and Schmolnick says one bad guy, two fat guys.
Okay.
Point for Twitcher.
Offensive.
It was offensive.
Yeah.
It was offensive. Speaking of fat guys, Luka.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dude,
Whoa.
did you see what this Luka Dončić had to say yesterday?
Oh, man, look, I'll tell you what. There's one thing he can't do. Run.
So Luka, if you guys didn't hear, there's just a 35-point triple-double on the Heat. 4 straight games for that. You got his comments after the game?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hear what Luka had to say.
A big, very big. Miami's a tough team. They have a winning culture over there, so it was a tough game. But I'm just happy we got to win.
Likes our culture, huh?
Loves a winning culture.
I'll see.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
I mean, look, we don't wail in here anymore. We don't do that.
I mean,
But pipeline.
It is known, Jimmy Butler, Slovenia. Jimmy's going to Slovenia this year, by the way, for Gogi's last game. One Last Dragon.
That's right.
I don't know what it's called. I forget Gogi. I'm sorry. But,
Exit the dragon.
Yes.
Like that.
Exit the dragon. That is good. You're good.
Hey.
You're good. Listen, you've been baptized and blessed by the bad guy.
Hey, man.
As a
he
man.
spoke to me.
He spoke to you.
That's equivalent. The people in front row at the concert, and they're like, oh my God, he touched me. He touched me. That's exactly how I did. He spoke to me, and he was sassy with me.
Oh,
he wasn't like, thank you for your time. He was like, what the hell is wrong with you? I liked it.
Oh, man.
So good.
That's going to be a good show. Him and Daniel Cormier together. Cormier is up on First Take right now with Steven. But I'm telling you, man, the thing that stunned me was the reaction Chito got. That was crazy.
Yeah, man. And like he said, you brought it up when other people will be scared to, because they build this as Sean O'Malley. This is his coming out party. And, it's been natural
Might
too.
be his getting knocked up. Or...
getting knocked out. I wouldn't throw a party for that.
Take a quick break. Back more to this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take up until 2 here on the program. Thanks again to Chael Sonnen for hopping on the show.
So good.
He was good. I just saw that I got yelled at by ESPN PR, though.
What?
They're like, hey, we need him out by this time. I'm like, oops.
Ooh.
Should have texted me.
Dang, we had him over?
Not too much over, though, right? Like, what do we have? Like, until like 45?
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
He was having a good time.
He was having a good time, baby.
Yeah.
They said his hit was at noon. Like, where's he walking? He's
Oh,
walking
my
upstairs.
God.
I know that place.
He's fine.
I knew exactly. He was in the flagship lounge.
Yeah, I mean, you gave him good directions on where he'd be able to find the.
I totally lied about that.
You son of a gun. And then I was like,
I totally lied about it. I was like, oh, because they don't have the zone in
I
there.
was like, oh, they'd have a pay-per-view on it.
They wouldn't have
Oh,
a
that media room is really good. You are a fibber. dude.
Yeah, my bad. I just wanted to make him feel like I knew. See, I was doing a move with him where I was trying to make it seem like I knew the building.
Yeah, he appreciates that. I'm sure if you were to be like, oh, I don't know, maybe you could, he would have sensed that weakness.
Right. And so I was like, I know that place. You know?
what? I'm going to start lying more. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick T says, Chael Sonnen, epitome of a snake oil salesman.
Wow.
He was awesome.
Yeah,
But
it really was.
like that's the best. That's the thing about him. Like nobody can sell a fight better than him. He was McGregor before McGregor.
I tell you what, though, he does have the charisma and theatrics of a character and personality. But there are some things that he's saying there that are 100% true. He does have some good analysis. What he said about Michael Venom Page is true. Kind of makes me a little bit nervous about the parlay. May have to switch things
I
up.
know. I don't know what to do, man.
Yeah. I mean, I still think
They said he was good, by the way. I just heard back.
Oh, okay.
He
Cool.
said he got out on time. He says he always knows when to hang up.
He's
the bad guy.
He's good.
The pro's pro. But they got to get a Sports Center hit on it. Put that on, man. Get this McAfee off. I want to see.
How about you wear
Put him
something
on
other
a,
than a
put
black
them on a
t-shirt?
ESPN too. Let's see our boys Chael in DC.
Yeah.
Live from the what is it? What is the Xfinity Plaza? That's I think where they're broadcasting from. You see the port in the background.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to some cat talk. J-Fig. You know what? When I don't have J-Fig here, hold on.
Yeah. I'm holding.
Oh, you see me?
Holding.
Celsius.
Oh, there it goes.
Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. Let me get it actually on microphone. They do pay for this. Celsius. Cat Talk here, brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Stun Stevenson's the AT&T Plaza now. Sorry, I don't know who
is it. AT&T bought it,
AT&T. They've bounced Xfinity out of there.
Yeah,
I can't keep up with the names. You know, Kaseya, AT&T. The Bacardi, is it still the Bacardi Lounge, or is it now
I don't
like
even want to talk about it?
Is it now like the Sky Vodka Lounge? Do people still drink Sky Vodka?
No, that is gone, sir. That is gone.
It's always amazing how vodkas and tequilas. There always seems to be a new king of the hill, right?
Yeah, you just gotta change the name. It's probably the same formula every time.
Yeah. Anyway, Cats lose last night, 2-1.
Yeah.
Here's Doug Plagans with the call.
Now down to the corner, Zamula for Cates, back behind the net, Noah Cates, Garnet Hathaway, back behind the net, looks off for Cates, bank pass far point, Mark Stahl, a drive, it's loose out of the net, and they score. Hathaway off the rebound, and Philadelphia takes a 2-1 lead with 21.3 seconds to play.
Crazy sequence in this line that we've been talking.
Whoa. All right.
What were we talking
Nobody
about?
muzzles Billy Lindsay like
How
that.
dare they?
How dare you take the blonde bomber and you just cut off what he's saying there.
Jeez.
Yeah, tough one last night. Panthers just couldn't generate any offense, man. You know, this is still a tough night. You only give up a couple goals. That has usually been a recipe for the Panthers to go out there and get a win. It was not the case last night. And they'll try and bounce back tomorrow as they take on the Calgary Flames. 4:00 is your puck drop from Amerant Bank Arena. And this is something interesting. Dade South is letting us know that they're making another trade. I feel like they're always making a trade during
Panthers.
Cat Talk.
Another one.
Panthers are just making things
During
happen.
Cat Talk, huh? Breaking news.
Yesterday, the Panthers. We had the Vladimir Tarasenko deal. We had the Forsling extension.
Yep.
All right, we'll look that up real quick. Let's hear from our boy Paul Maurice after the loss yesterday.
Our mindset was originally right. I think we did a pretty good job grinding it through. It was was that kind of game. There wasn't going to be, we knew going in, there wouldn't be a whole lot easy for us, and didn't look like we had a lot in the tank, and they played hard, and I think we kind of matched that. It was even. We would like to be better than even at home. They got a break at the end that we hadn't earlier, so get some rest and come back for the next one.
What were your impressions of Vladimir Tarasenko and his Panthers debut?
Yeah, I like the small things that he did that are non-skill related. The skill's there. We're not worried about any of that, but he blocked some shots and picked up the reads very, very quickly with a whole bunch of new systems. I thought he made some good small area plays. There wasn't a lot of offense to be had for either team, but they had a big chunk of it there. Anything that we had going in the first was there, so it was a good starting point.
I mean, during that 4-on-4, when Tkachuk came out, he kind of got stuck in that center spot, and he was able to kind of find the spot he needed to be blocking.
When you go back and watch the video, very, very in tune of picking up off other players and playing off position if he needs to. He can, in shift, play both sides of the ice, pick up. That part, he's exceptional at.
He's a guy who's won a cup, been an all-star a whole bunch of times, played a bunch of games. Like, is there just stuff he's going to be able to bring with that level of experience?
Yeah, it's just there's so much history in his game. He's been in the league down. He's just good, and he's a playoff guy. He gets it on his stick. He gets it off his stick. I like this game. I don't know that I will over-critique anybody's game tonight. There weren't standout performance. That's usually a tell. I think if your whole team's behind it a little bit, you could probably stay off the ice and get some rest and get back on our horse.
All right, there you go. Paul Maurice yesterday after the loss to Philadelphia. They have traded. This is from Jameson Olive of the Florida Panthers, FloridaPanthers.com. Panthers announced they've acquired forward Kyle Okposo from the Buffalo Sabres in exchange for a conditional 2024 7th-round pick and defenseman Kai. Yeah, you guys.
Oh,
get it.
no. Okay, we are journalists. We must report the news. Who did the Panthers acquire, dude? Tell me who they got. Would love to know.
Callie Helene?
Oh, is that?
Well, it looks like his name is Kaye.
Kaye,
but
okay.
I'm assuming it's not.
Yeah, that's true. That is
I'm assuming his name is not Kaye. Because he'd be a lot more popular as a Panther if his name was Kaye. He had Kaye Ocho the Panther.
Whoa!
That's a marketing thing right there. But I'm assuming it's Callie.
What was it?
SJALIN.
SJAL. Oh my goodness! What are these dots above the A? What
Where's
does
he
that
from?
mean?
Where is he from?
He is.
Oh, Swedish.
No, he is from.
He definitely is. It says Sweden.
No, he's Swedish professional hockey player.
Östersund, Sweden. He's currently playing for the Charlotte Checkers. So he was a minor leaguer for the Panthers.
How do you pronounce this thing? I need a pronunciation. This is something.
24. All right. So the Panthers go and they get some vet, some muscle. And there you go. Panthers will be back at it tomorrow. Meanwhile, your Heat, they lose. They fell to the Dallas Mavericks yesterday. And we'll look to bounce back tonight. 114-108. Luka, 35 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists. The Heat stars, Bam and Jimmy, just not nearly good enough in this one, especially I would say Jimmy just kind of an overall struggle throughout the game. 14 points. He had 6 turnovers, only the second time that's happened, according to Anthony Chang, in his NBA career, where he scored less than 15 and had 6 turnovers in a game. Did put the Heat up late in the first, but not late enough in the first.
Mm-hmm.
Then Luka hit a 3 right in his face. Bam, bad from the free throw line yesterday. Started off 2 of 6 from the free throw line, then hit 2 to bring it to within 3, but then he could not get a stop with about 30 seconds left. Dallas went on a 7-0 run late, so that was a tough one. Bam finished with 14 points, but missed really 2 key buckets. Couldn't get a rebound at the end of the game. So I think if you're going to look in the mirror of this one, you got to look to your 2 top guys. That's the reason you were not able to get this one done. Some good stuff all around with your other guys. Jaquez looked good. Duncan continues just playing unbelievable. And then Terry Rozier, he lit it up yesterday. 27 points. He was 10 of 17.
Yeah.
5 of 8 from downtown. He had 11 assists. Flirted with the triple-double.
Best game for sure.
Yeah,
thus far.
he was really, really good. But they got to get it tonight, man. They're taking on a really, really good Oklahoma City Thunder team. God, imagine the Heat are pretty. I wonder what the line is for tonight. Let's bring this up for ESPN. The Heat tonight are, damn, dude, 8.5-point underdogs going into. I can't remember the last time the Heat were a dog like that. Probably when they were struggling and maybe taking on the Celtics.
Yeah, I feel
that's
that.
a big line.
Yeah, I mean, second out of a back-to-back on the road, facing a couple injuries. Still though, 8 is a lot.
8 is a lot. Wonder if we'll see Patty Mills tonight. I wonder if we'll see I wonder if we'll see a little action from him. Second out of a back-to-back of any of the guys who haven't played. Well, but I can't imagine they're gonna sit Jimmy. Even though he played all the fourth quarter, I think that you're at the point of the year right now where he's got to play. You got to rack up wins. Like Spo has said this. The Miami Heat are not saving anybody for the playoffs. If you got to go, they got to go because they are trying. They've made it known they don't want to be in the play-in. I know everybody wants to sit back and be like, oh, there's a comfort to that. And yes, do I think the Heat, ironically, do you know the two teams that are 9 and 10 right now for the play-in?
Oh,
Chicago and Atlanta.
Okay.
Do you think they just live at the bottom of the play-in? Is that where they're going to always reside?
I mean, they made no moves, so they're back
Chicago
where
and
back where they're
Atlanta
at.
right now, and pretty firmly there. Like they're not going to get bounced from there. It's going to be Chicago. If you are in the play-in, you're taking on Chicago and Atlanta again. That's where they live.
Chicago scares me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Based off of that,
Just because of Vucevic.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, Atlanta. I mean, remember that first playing game? Atlanta drubbed the Heat.
Yeah.
Clint Capella. I mean, I thought they were going to roll in there. They were going to make Trae Young yell pineapple again.
Yep.
And like Clint Capella just he stuffed the Heat into a locker in that game.
Yep.
And it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. I remember walking into that second play-in game. It felt like a funeral.
You did say that.
Like the Heat, there were Heat peeps who were just not feeling it. They're like, we're not getting this done. And they almost did it. They almost didn't. If not for Max Strus, really turning that game, it was could have been curtains for the Heat. But you really would like them to be in a spot where they can get a grasp of where they're at right now and stay in that 6th spot so they can just guarantee a series. And even if that ends up with a Cleveland series or Milwaukee series, we know that the Heat don't sweat those teams. We know that that's the case. 4-5. I mean, if you're in a 4-5 with the Orlando Magic or the Knicks, that's a great spot to be in.
That's ideal right there. Just got to stay away from Josh Hart.
Oh my God.
Bastard.
Never forgive you, Josh.
Still not over that, man.
Never forgive you. Those were our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Let's give away a pair of tickets right now. If you guys want to go to Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads, they are going to be at the I Think Financial Amphitheater. That's 2 bands, by the way. That's not one.
Oh.
Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads are performing at the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm in August. If you guys want to go, it's a Live Nation show. But caller make it quick. 2 for Terry Rozier yesterday. Caller 2 to 305-567-0560. Not the first one, Marcos, but the second one. Caller 2 to 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. Caller 2 wins a pair of J-Figs tickets to Slightly Stupid and Dirty Heads at the I Think Financial Amphitheater. Back with more for this.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy is sponsored by Miami Lakes Auto Mall.
Sponsored by Miami Lakes Auto Mall, Kendall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, home of the $8,000 trade. Kendall Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram.com.
Bum, bum. 15 minutes of heat here. Tobin here with you, with Marcos.
Yes.
We're going to tickle Frog Boy's fancy coming on up because we normally tickle Leroy's fancy. And we've had a couple things shake it up. One, we have no Leroy. And two, we didn't do it in the 11 o'clock hour because we had the bad guy, Chael Sonnen.
Oh, again, so good.
Yeah. I don't know if our fancy could get any more tickle than it was by Chael. He was magic. If you guys missed it, use the Odyssey app, use the rewind feature, and check that on out. I am delighted because I just read a headline from Ira Winderman, and it immediately it immediately made me click the article.
All right.
From the Sun Sentinel, and it just says
oh, you're giggling?
Heat's Nikola Jović on first ever basketball ejection. Quote, my parents were not happy.
Oh, no. So good. Were they not happy with him, or were they not happy with the call? Were they mad at the refs?
Well, let's see. Let's see what Ira's article has to say.
So good.
He says, when you are a 20-year-old trying to find your way in the NBA, the pressures can be overwhelming, particularly after being ejected at a crucial stage of the game in the midst of a playoff race. But Nikola Jović pressure arrived in a different form after Tuesday night's ejection against the Pistons. Quote, my parents were not happy.
You have to have better head, Niko. You need to be able to keep your cool. These referees, you have not made your way so far in league. You can't be crybaby like Luka.
You think she knows the rules of the game, the unwritten rules of the game?
Oh, definitely, dude. Well, they were saying last night on the broadcast, I guess his dad played in Serbia, so they know.
Oh, they do know.
You know, and I tell you what, man, I'm surprised his mom's not like a power forward. She's really tall, too.
She is indeed, which begs to differ. I don't think she sounds the way you think she sounds. I don't think she's this frail old woman who wants her Niko to stop getting kicked out of games.
He says, Luka or Jović on his ejection, he says, never happened before. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello. 23.
Hey.
Niko says to Ira on his first ever ejection, yes, never happened before. That was a first. Ira writes, arguably the most mild-mannered Heat player off the court, Jovic's growth into an NBA starter now includes 2 career suspensions and his first ejection. Fluent in both English and Serbian, Jović says he may have to change his tongue when angered. Quote, I may have to start using my other language.
Oh, yeah. Can they kick you out? You start switching languages? Should it be allowed?
I don't know. Yeah, there's no, I mean, unless you have a Serbian official.
Oh, yeah, true.
You know?
I think I know what you're saying.
You also have to keep your cool, Niko. No waving your hand. His language is body language. Universal.
She's right.
She is right.
She's right.
I mean, his parents were not happy. I feel like she would have to be angrier. Make her sound angry.
Potentially, if we had audio, it would sound like...
Jennifer, I was more disappointed than angry. I have to show my baby boy that I mean business, but I love my Niko. I'm so proud of him.
You can love and be angry.
Even though couldn't stay on court last night.
Okay.
Needs to be more in defensive position.
There she goes.
No rotations.
Okay.
You can't let Luka get up to his own Slovenian tricks.
Boy,
that's what we say about the Slovenians.
No.
What did they say?
Very tricky.
Really? Is that?
Serbians much more up front. You know, not as much footwork, the stuff that Jaime likes to pull off.
Now she doesn't like Jaime.
I love Jaime, but you know, pretty sure he's part Slovenian with all that footwork that he does.
You think so? Dragic had some good footwork, so that makes sense.
He did have good footwork and the iron shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Jović told Ira, he says, quote, I just threw my hands up. I didn't say anything crazy, but the anger was real, having been tossed from the court moments earlier by burly Pistons forward Isaiah Stewart. The second before he threw me to the ground. I'm not going to say I'm surprised because those are the rules. The rules are what they are. but I thought that I might. But I thought the call might have been soft. I didn't do much to actually get thrown out. But he also ends it by saying, "quote It won't happen again."
I like that. Do you believe him though?
No.
No, he's a menace.
I think he's a menace,
He's
dude.
a menace,
Once you
absolutely.
have that in you,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of like we talked about with the vocality thing, right? With when it comes to Tua and Tyreek, it's like, you know, some guys are just naturally like that. You know, like I think that Patrick Mahomes has a lot more of that vocal fire to him than Tua does. Not a bad thing or a good thing. I think guys can lead in different ways. Look at like Bernie. Bernie's kind of a cool customer, right? Like he keeps it chill. But I think that there's something to you just have that eruption in you, and I think that Jović is probably going to get kicked out again.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. This year, though, I think he's good. I think he learned his lesson for this year, but never be so sure with that guy.
Clemente says we need to get Niko's mom on the show.
Yeah, I
Make it
saw
happen.
that. Yeah.
Too scared
I
for it.
really want this to happen.
Too scared. Do you guys want my credentials revoked? Is that what you want?
I
Or
mean,
you want me to no longer be boots on the ground? Is what you want?
More than anything, I just wanted to hear what you
what really would you do to
I have
get
thought
those
this. I have
revoked?
thought this because he was born in England. Wow. What if she's British?
Whoa. Listen, if she's
I don't think
British,
she
dude-
is.
Yes,
I've looked
yes,
it up. I'm
for
like,
sure.
is there any info on this woman?
she
Do we
sound
know?
Wow, you did your research. Good for you.
I don't know. I'm trying, J-Fig. I'm trying. I know the father is from Serbia, but like, what did he go all this?
Oh, that would be
crazy.
That would be over a year's worth of wrongly impersonating for a woman. Wow, that would be the biggest twist in show history.
Bengals and mash there, Niko. Whoa, boy, acting like a real scallywag out there, love.
Oh, Niko, you know your mom. That was a horrible. You know what?
Stop it right now.
We say that, Niko. You need to keep it down here, love. You cannot be acting like this with the officials.
I don't know which one's worse.
You want me to do my Kendrick Perkins again?
No, please no.
Yes. do it,
Well,
do it,
I
do
don't know
it.
about you. I don't know. This is great.
I made your favorite there, Niko. Fish and chips.
It's a little Australian when you do that.
So I can do this type of vocal tone, you know, go make it a little bit higher.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I sound like Posh Spice.
Yeah, because when you do
Yeah,
your
you
British-
kind of do.
Be honest,
Be
Posh.
honest. Yeah, usually your British accent is all the way down there. So now I can understand you trying to switch it up.
It says, why is she always 80 years old out of the accent?
That's true. That's another thing you need to get right.
She sounds like the Queen of England.
She's fairly young too. She looks fairly young at least.
I feel like she's
She's got a 19-year-old. How old can she be?
That's true.
Crazy, dude.
early 40. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say probably early to mid 40s, maybe.
I prefer her being with the Serbian accent, though.
Yeah,
my slightly offensive Serbian accent.
Yeah, what's crazy
Slightly?
I gotta, listen, I have 1% Serbian in me. I looked it up.
That's right.
I don't
23andMe?
believe you.
I do. I looked it up, Jay. I did the 23andMe.
Yeah, but I
I'm
still don't believe you.
75%. I'm 75% Irish. That one I don't
This
even
is
feel
why
bad.
he loves
That's
accents.
All right. I got
That one I don't feel.
I got 24% Italian.
Wow. So
which-
we're at 99% right there.
Right. And then 1% Balkan Peninsula. I don't know what it is over there, but there's
There's
something.
over there.
There's something.
Oh, you had one cousin 363 years ago, and now that allows you to do babushka.
Also, my neighbor is from Finland, which also isn't part of that, but she kind of sounds like that too.
Okay. So you just
Huh.
She gets so mad about the cats not playing with the little cat.
oh,
I hear this all the time in her backpack because she's still like, we don't have a fence between us.
yeah.
The fence from my back neighbor, I hate her.
Yeah.
But the neighbor next to me, we've never had a fence, so she's in her little screened-in porch.
Yeah.
And she's always, little cat, where are you?
Oh. Did she know she's inspiration for a character on the radio?
I don't think she knows what I do.
I'm going to email her.
I don't think she has email.
No way she's gonna be
I'm
able
going to send her a letter.
In fact, I know she doesn't have email because the old love leaving mail all over a dining room table.
Yeah.
And I look in there and I'm like, there's a lot of mail on that dining room table.
What are you doing looking inside her house?
She keeps it open. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's true.
I walk
Keep your
there,
eyes
oh my
in your
God.
own house?
So
You
you want
walk
me
in
to
there?
you want me to walk into my house like this, J Fig? Just like hand up, be like, I'm not gonna look at
Can't look.
I'm not gonna look
Yeah.
at Mrs. I'm not gonna look at Mrs.
Yeah.
Barkov's house. See what's
Too
in
bad
there.
you were doing this.
Mrs. Barkov, that's expired, right? You should probably pay those.
Corinne says that Tobin is 50% European and 50% lasagna.
Wow.
Sounds delicious.
It's also Italian. Pretty good.
Oh man. Mutilation says that Miami is going to shock the world again this year. I agree, man. It is interesting though. Like I see all these takes about what Miami's doing, and
Mutilation.
I don't know what it said.
It's ESA simulation.
Oh, ESA simulation.
I'm so proud of you, Niko. You read so much better than stupid radio host.
Okay.
Now, if you could only read defense, then you get more playing time. This is why Jaime gets more playing time. Ridiculous. Can't even make 3. You shoot better.
Oh God, this poor. I imagine 4'11".
What would his reaction be to all of this?
To what? Me doing his mom?
No, so like his mom saying stuff like this to him.
Oh, Mama, please. Luka's crafty. I know Slovenians, right? Like the footwork is
listen,
excellent. We were not in Serbia. We don't have footwork as fleet as foot as him. But you know what we should? Shoot way better.
True.
It's true.
It is true.
Who has better footwork?
Mm-hmm.
Jokic or Luka?
Man, I'm going to say Jokic. It's very close. The only reason why I say Jokic is because he moves less. At least Luka will give me a jog. Joker will pretty much. The only time I've seen him jog is when he went to blindside one of the Morris twins, Markieff, right? Or was it? Yeah,
it was Keefe.
That was the only time I'd seen him put any sort of energy. And that one time he tried to get back at Bam during the All-Star game.
I just love the fact that we have a 20-year-old on the Heat, but he is still treated like a 16-year-old.
Yeah,
and it's true. Like I was the last time in the locker room, I was joking with him about something, and he goes, "Mama wants me to get another degree."
Oh God.
He's adorable.
He is adorable.
He's adorable. And he's a monster, by the way.
Yeah.
Because he's so physically, he's like, oh man, this kid's getting some man muscles.
Yeah.
But like he's still kind of a baby. It's cute.
Is. It's adorable, man.
I just want to pinch his cheeks and also say, hey,
And he's
no
in
rebounds, no
person, he's kind of like shy. So seeing all this aggression on the court is different.
I don't think he's going to be shy by year 3. When he's officially the Heat starting power forward going forward, and when he's a champion, of course,
Of course. Also, he's under the tutelage of Jimmy Butler. So I imagine he's going to adopt more of that persona as he continues to grow, which is great. I love
Could
that.
you imagine Jović just yelling like Jimmy did at Drew Holiday? I own you.
God.
Could you imagine him doing that in the playoffs?
That is no, I really can't. I don't think I've seen that. Have we seen like that vocal of I mean, if you're gonna count Giannis, I've seen Giannis say and do crazy things, but I don't think I've seen a European player that's usually not their
Goran flexed on dudes.
Oh, Goran slapped a guy too.
Goran was not to be trifled with.
That's true.
Goran would go out there, he'd
Called out
slap
the
a dude, and
Suns.
he'd yell in somebody's face. One time he did a bow as he was like he scored and then like went, "You're welcome." I was like, "Damn,
he scored." It's our boy. Still time to bring him back for one thing now that Josh Richardson's out for the season. Come on, man. Nostalgia. One more game, baby.
Dude, says saw Jović being interviewed by the kid commentators. Momma Jović is like,
you see, Niko, they have goals in school like you should be.
Okay.
Mama, please, I have degree in buckets.
Jimmy is not a professor.
Mama, he teach me so much. He teach me how to make coffee. He teach me how to get buckets. And also he tell me, hey, if you want to be real famous, befriend washed up alternative rock band.
Oh,
Did you see Pete Wentz was at the game yesterday?
Oh, I didn't see that.
did.
Yeah, he was sitting courtside in Dallas. Jimmy went up and hugged him. I don't know what's going on with it. I thought the hair was just for the music video.
Honestly,
Oh,
I
you talking
didn't
about
even
Pete Wentz?
notice the hair in the music video. So when I saw that, I had to go back into his profile and actually see how long he's had this hair for.
How long has he had this hair? This has been a thing for him?
I got tired of scrolling. It's been a while. So that should give you some insight of how long it's been.
Man. All right. Take a quick break. Excuse me. Tickle Frog Boys Fancy coming up next. ladies and gentlemen, to Tickle Frog Boys Fancy. Go through what we got coming up, a little weekend slate. See what interests Marcos. I'm sure the more that there has to do with gambling, the better.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, the main event is official. The participants have made weight for championship.
Oh, nice.
Weight, both Chito Vera and Suga Sean O'Malley. So we do have a title fight for tomorrow.
Waiting?
Marab.
Oh,
Marab
yeah.
made weight too. So he gets
Nice.
a good for him. He gets a check for just weighing in.
That's cool.
You get a little cash.
Yeah, that makes
And,
sense. I
he's
mean,
waiting in the wings. He's gonna fight the winner. You know,
Okay.
fight the winner. It is good. People were
Wait,
worried a
wait.
little.
It won't be a trilogy?
Well, it would only be a trilogy technically if O'Malley won, right? Because Cheeto's already got the win. So if Chito wins 2-0,
Oh.
would you need to do a trilogy?
No,
I mean, I'm
2-0.
sure they'd want to get Sean O'Malley back into the title picture. I get you. That's the deepest division there is. You got Song Yadong fighting on this against Piotr Jan.
Oh, that's good.
You know, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I would say Marab deserves it no matter what as the next fight. You're not. This is not what we're tickling
I
fancy
apologize.
for. Okay,
No, it's my fault. It's my fault.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's get to it. First up, allegedly 6:30 p.m. tonight.
Okay.
Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua on DAZN pay-per-view. I apologize to lying for Chael Sonnen saying it would be in the arena somewhere. I gotta imagine ESPN's got something, right? ESPN's gonna have the hookup somewhere. Someone's gonna have a laptop.
You think you think ESPN has a little wink? Okay.
One would think.
Okay.
Anyway, this fight, Marcos, tickle your fancy?
Definitely.
My fancy
is tickled. I am interested to see how Francis follows up his premiere performance.
Gonna be hard to top it. He was really good in that fight against Tyson Fury. If he can get this done, man, what's next? I guess you fight Usyk, right? You fight the winner
at that point. I mean, sheesh, yeah.
It was something though when he Tyson Fury tried to make a comeback. I saw in some interviews saying like, "Oh, you know, I'm gonna smash him in the cage." No, you're not. No, you're not.
What?
No, you're not.
No way, dude.
Marcos.
Yes.
A little bit later, after the fight's over, probably.
All right.
8:00 tonight. The Miami Heat take on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tickle your fancy?
That does indeed. A little back to back.
My fancy is tickled.
I like that. I want to see how they bounce back after a loss.
Yeah, they need this one tonight. Let's get this get that record a little bit back over 9 over 500.
Yeah.
And see where we're at. Tomorrow, Frog Boy, the Miami Marlins, currently 3-5 in spring training action.
Yeah.
So not too bad, not too good. But tomorrow at 6:05 in Melbourne, Florida.
Yes.
They take on the Washington Nationals. Tickle your fancy?
You had me until you said Florida.
Oh, if it was in Australia.
Yeah, that would tickle my
You know you know how they actually pronounce it?
Wow. Melbourne?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Wait, wait, say it again?
Melbourne.
Like Melvin?
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
I think you're just saying it.
Melbourne.
Yeah, but you're saying
Yeah,
it like
but
an
you're saying
Australian. Like I think it is
Well, that's
Melbourne.
because
Melbourne.
no, but like that's how Australians pronounce it. My cousin's wife
crikey.
is Australian, and she
Melbourne.
constantly tells us how they
She
actually
does
pronounce
seem to
it.
throw her Australian credentials in our face a lot.
Really,
you know?
a lot. A bit a lot.
Well,
I've
you
never
know,
met
it's
this
been
kid.
like 2 shows of me saying that. Relax.
No, 2
You know,
years.
You've been like throwing like, hey, listen, I know a lot about Australia more than you guys do because who is this person?
Melbourne.
Who is this person?
Who's the Australian you know?
Your cousin or
My
your
cousin's
cousin-in-law?
wife.
Oh,
Your cousin's wife.
Did you go to the
Yeah.
wedding?
It was in Australia. I did not go to the wedding.
Oh man.
I wanted to, but they
Was it
they
in,
want to go back to like celebrate again.
Was it in Melbourne?
It was in Melbourne.
Where were we at?
Whether or not the Marlins
the spring training action tomorrow. Tickle your fancy.
spring training. Wow.
Fancy, not tickled.
All right.
That's a no.
What if it was a regular season Marlins and Nationals game? Would that tickle your fancy?
You know what? I am a diehard Marlins fan, so I
Are
would
you?
say,
You know, I did see you wear a Marlins jersey at your
yeah.
Superstar comedy set, and I thought to myself, I don't think he was that into baseball.
Like the jerseys more than I like the sport.
He's also a liar, so
It's what I do. It is what I do. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say fancy not tickled.
Fancy not tickled.
All right. See that, by the way, did you see that story on Jazz Chisholm?
I did not. What's going on? With him?
You know what? I'll save it. I'll save it for next hour.
Yeah, I want to know.
Some interesting things with Jazz Chisholm coming on up
Okay.
this season.
Nice.
Tomorrow, Marcos.
Tomorrow. What else we got tomorrow?
At 4:00. A little puck drop from Amerant Bank Arena. Your Florida Panthers take on the Calgary Flames. Return of Hooby Dooby Doo. Does that tickle your fancy?
The return of Hooby Dooby Doo does indeed tickle my fancy.
My fancy is tickled.
Love to see the Cats in action on home ice. You add a little reunion in. I'm all one for nostalgia. So yeah, I'll take it.
This weekend, according to Dolphin Kane, little ACC baseball, Marcos. Your Miami Hurricanes take on the Virginia Cavaliers in a 3-game series starting tonight, 7:00, Saturday at 6 and Sunday at 1. We got milkshakes and home runs. Does that tickle your fancy?
The milkshake does bring all the boys to the yard, just not this one. I'm gonna go ahead and say fancy not tickled on that one.
Fancy not tickled.
We should get the Mark Light shakes. That there should be a Frog Boy shake.
There should, you know, they had an experimental one recently that I was like, if they could do that.
I think they had didn't they have fried gator?
They had, yeah, I believe so, for the Gators game or something like that, right?
Still a bug. I've never had a Mark Light shake.
You know, same, dude. But for you personally, that's a shame. You disappoint me. For me, it's just right up my alley. You know, of course, I'm disappointing, but you deserve to have one.
Man, I would like one of those.
Look, they have these are some of the things that they have: a jelly donut shake, a red velvet, apple
Red
pie.
Velvet. Wow,
look at that.
That's top notch.
The Josie, you gotta get the Josie.
What is in the Josie?
If I'm not mistaken, it's pretty basic.
Does it have like a little headset on it?
Vanilla shake. It does not. Vanilla shake with fudge and marshmallow.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good.
That is good. That's like
That
it's
sounds
like
really
s'mores.
Yeah. Look, they got a bunch of different things here. You know what? I think that's something I'm gonna do with my little baby boy sometime soon. We're gonna go get some milkshake. Can he drink milkshakes? At what age can he drink milkshakes?
Probably like one.
One? Oh,
probably like one. You can taste a little ice cream.
Couple months.
Yeah. Tomorrow night, Marcos.
Yes, sir.
At the Kaseya Center.
Yes.
10:00 main card. The Bantamweight Championship is on the line. Suga Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint Denis.
Talk about it.
Gilbert Burns versus Jack Della Maddalena. Song Yadong versus Petr Yan.
Whoa.
Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland.
This is one card.
UFC 299. Does it tickle your fancy?
You bet that tickles my fancy, dude. Wow. That is going to be the best card of the year. I don't care what 300 has lined up.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Are you gonna watch it with an outfit that looked a lot like Sean O'Malley's?
Ooh,
like a cush ball?
That was wild.
Ridiculous outfit.
I mean, I tell you what.
Imagine that just to get booed.
I was going to say he did not expect to get booed wearing that. He thought
He was shook, man. He was shook.
For sure.
He was
As he should be.
I got to talk about this parlay though.
You guys are, I feel like this parlay has been rearranged
Chael
several
kind of
times.
swung me. Yeah, he swung me on that J-Fig. I'm a little nervous about it. Nervous about it.
You let me know when you come up.
All right. And then finally, Marcos.
Yes.
On Sunday, 6:00, Miami Heat, Washington Wizards back at home for a little 2-game stint. Take your fancy?
Yeah, man. It does. Every Heat game towards this time is important. they can go from 8th place to 4th place with just one game. So, you know what? It does tickle my fancy.
My fancy is tickled.
That is Tickle My Fancy. The Miami Dolphins have just gotten another free agent snag.
Ooh.
I'll tell you about that in headlines coming up next.
Coming you
to side, side to side. Thank God the week is done. I feel like a zombie gone back.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take up until 2 here on the program.
Did you fix it?
I did fix it.
Easy, right?
It was easy. It was easy. All you had to do was switch the all you had to do was allow to be use the camera. That's it.
Sometimes you gotta allow.
I could be an IT guy if I chose to. I could fix things.
I'm assuming you fixed the one that was next door, right?
Yeah, simple setting. All you gotta do is allow.
Yep.
Are you interested in a job?
Nah.
You want to work at the Improv?
Dude, South is already mad at me for my tease. Let's get to some headlines brought to us by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
We know trucks.
You guys don't know the line now?
No, I just wanted to
I
get
didn't
JP
know if
the
it was Marcos, but thank you.
Yep.
I think I just left something.
We know trucks.
In the freezer?
Yeah, I should go get it.
You just remembered that you left something in the freezer. How long ago did you leave it?
Celsius?
Well, I just realized it because Dr. Phil was like, "Did you leave that in the freezer?"
No, you didn't say.
Let's get this headlines here. Okay, so the Panthers, they lose. The Heat, they're back in action tonight after losing last night. But the Miami Dolphins,
You mentioned something.
A move.
All right, what we got, baby? Derrick Henry, Patrick Queen, maybe.
Nope.
Legarius.
You know,
Sneed.
you're thinking big. You're thinking
Yeah.
big.
Okay.
But never underestimate the value
of
field position. Ergo,
what?
The Miami Dolphins are finalizing an extension.
Whoa!
With punter Jake Bailey.
Okay.
Don't you love punters, Marcos?
I mean, punters are cool, and I respect their position, unlike other NFL players. But I just these are not the splashes I'm expecting the Dolphins.
Little move.
to
Well,
make.
listen, free agency starts next week. You know, it's like these are the subtle moves.
Baby steps.
Subtle moves, you know. We got Jonnu Smith. All right.
Okay.
We got Jake Bailey.
Cool.
All right, little Bailey's Irish cream in there.
That's a big drop off, though. I mean, we start off with like, all right, a formidable red zone target to like we resigned the punter we already had.
Well, you know, don't just underestimate a good punter. You know,
Look, hey, you're talking to the guy who was a fan of Brandon Fields. We're talking about Matt Turk. Remember Matt Turk? I'm a fan of the Olindo Mare, Dan Carpenter, Jay Feely.
These are kickers.
Yeah, you know, I have anyone in the special teams
Brandon
department.
Fields, that guy had a boot.
Yeah.
Brandon Fields. Remember when he took the football in the face, though?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he did.
Who did butt punt?
Who did butt punt? That's a good question. Who punted into an I think that was a dude who's on the Jets now who got into a thing with Mecole Hardman. I think that was Morstead. Yeah, he punted right into Sherfield's ass.
That could have been way worse, dude.
Yeah.
That could have been way worse.
Barry Jackson says the Dolphins working their way through re-signing their reasonably priced free agents. With punter Jake Bailey now joining Elijah Campbell to new deals. Savon Ahmed, among other incumbents of interest. He should be ready for the 2024 opener. So, yeah, listen, dude, they're going to be...
What? Wait, we're still dealing with that Ahmed guy?
Yeah.
I don't want to see him or Myles Gaskin anymore in my running back room.
Myles Gaskin's not here anymore.
Good.
He's not here anymore.
Get out of here.
What's wrong with Savon Ahmed?
Just like, why are we doing this again? I'm talking about Derrick Henry. I'm talking about Raheem Mostert. Dude, I'm talking about sensation Devon Achane.
All that recruiting and all that free agency stuff starts next week. It's gonna happen, baby. I'm telling you. Just you wait. We're gonna get Christian Wilkins back. All right. We're gonna get who we need to get. Tua's gonna sign for $1 gazillion.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
You have to respect the fact that Tua now has a quarterback's coach. Okay. He is going to be coached up.
About time.
And so, ergo, once he signs this deal, we're gravy, baby. Don't worry about it. You're going to look at that and you're going to say, I'm glad we locked him up. I'm telling you. You're going to talk about mobility now, and that's fine. I get you. But you want to know something?
Yeah.
Wait till you see the first hype video of the offseason, because it ain't even hype video season yet. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
When you remember when we saw this past year? Remember what I was pumped up about? Remember when we saw Jalen Waddle running those routes?
Oh, crisp,
dude. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that part of the season yet. Okay, we're in vacation mode. You know, we don't even have anything on the horizon yet. So once Tua starts throwing darts all over the place with his new QB coach, sky's the limit, dude. And I'm not even talking about Skylar Thompson. They can give him the heave-ho for all I care.
Yeah.
I'm just saying we're going to be fired up. We have a lot of doom and gloom. You know, Xavier Howard came out here. He urinated on a parade. But you want to know something about Xavier Howard? In all respect to Xavier Howard. I mean, one of the all-time greats. I think he should be in the Ring of Honor.
24 hours?
Here's the thing. He didn't tell us anything we didn't know. Why did we act like this was some funeral yesterday? We acted like, oh, boy, Xavier Howard's like, we knew he wasn't going to be here. We knew it. Okay? And he's sitting here. Yeah, Chris Greer lied to us.
That's the thing.
Chris
dude.
Greer lied to us, but
He
you
gave
want to know
us hope.
something? Front offices lie. And Xavier Howard, all he did was confirm what we already know, which was he wasn't going to be back. Okay, it hurts to hear it. And he said it very sweetly, but we can't sit here and act like yesterday was an extra loss. It was the same news. You just heard it straight from the horse's mouth. But you want to know something? When a horse speaks, you know what it's going to say. Nay, nay. Brr. So I'm not going to get all upset all over again. I was already upset. We already said our goodbyes. Just because I hear your side of the story on it? No.
I just don't like the fact that I was lied to. It makes me think, what else am I being lied to?
I already told you what you're being lied to about.
You weren't really
okay?
lied to. You had to read in between the lines, Marcos.
Similar. Yeah.
It's true.
It's same but different, Jennifer. It's like, you know, I
So
look at
same,
it like,
same?
I look at it like this. It's like you can't get fooled by front office jargon. And so when you hear things like door is open, that's just a respectful way of a general manager telling you, we like the player, but none of this price, you know?
Like I
And
said
so-
before when it came out, I said they were just trying to be nice.
Yeah, if they want to get, if you want to come back for the cheap
Trying to
skis,
sugarcoat it.
yeah, if you want to come back on the cheap skis, we can talk, but we know that's not the case. We know Jerome Baker, he's not coming back on the cheap skis. And quite frankly, I don't even know if the bob and weave defense welcomes him. You know, who knows what the bob and weave wants, because we don't really know. I'm very curious about this with the defense, is that to go into this year not really knowing the health of your pass rushers has got to be a little bit disarming for the Dolphins. You know, how do you know what moves to make, or like how much you should invest in something that may really get its best reinforcements in the middle of the year anyway, right? So do they go about this with a very conservative approach? You're not going to go and make these crazy moves just to know you can't get to the quarterback anyway for half the season. So maybe that is the approach this year. I'm not really sure, but nobody knows yet. This is the thing that I'm telling you. We're all looking at this and we're like, oh, you know, this is doom and gloom. The cap situation is this. You don't know. We got restructurings that still got to happen. We got some money that still needs to get freed up. We got to talk Tua's extension. There's a lot of things that are still in play and that the balls are there. I'm not ready to do this yet. We did this a couple years back when we signed Cedric Wilson. We're like, what is this offseason? This offseason sucks. And then all of a sudden, what happened? Tyreek Hill trade happened, signed Teron Armstead. Okay. And then all of a sudden, everybody was kissing Chris Greer's ass again. I'm not saying he's above criticism. Okay. Feel how you want to feel. He definitely has his misses. One of them being loves signing injury-prone players. He doesn't think that durability is a skill, which is really weird. But guy likes to make big swings, okay? This guy doesn't go up there for foul tips, all right? He swings for the fences. And so, I don't know. Maybe it's not so crazy to think the Dolphins have an ace up their sleeve somewhere. Somewhere. I'm not ruling it out yet because I've already done this before where I thought they were going into a lame-ass offseason. All of a sudden, what happened? I had the cheetah. You don't know. Last year, Jalen, we were sitting at Marcos's baby shower last year.
Yeah.
We were sitting at his baby shower last year,
That's
Jay
right.
Fig, for baby Tadpole. And what happened all of a sudden? Boop! Jalen Ramsey was dropped on our doorstep. The stork dropped us off Jalen Ramsey.
You're welcome.
Okay?
How's good luck?
It was the best baby shower gift ever. I mean, of course, other than all the memories you could say.
Of course,
The
then you
best
know.
baby shower gift ever.
Jalen
Ramsey was gonna go out there, and boom, he was dropped on our doorstep. So all I'm saying, I know it's not I don't mean to pull a Leroy here, okay? Because he's Mr. Wait and See. He waits and see about everything. He can see something right in the face, and he'll just think, I'm gonna wait some more. But I'm just gonna sit back for let the moves play out a little bit. We don't have to get so crazy about it. I'm gonna be mad. Chris. I could say this as nicely as possible. I'm gonna be angry if you don't get Christian Wilkins back. I'm gonna be.
We're all gonna be angry.
I'm gonna be furious if you don't get me Christian Wilkins back. Yeah. Unless you got something else to numb the pain, and that better be something flashy. Okay.
Chris Jones, dude. It's Chris Jones.
It's not Chris Jones. We're not getting Chris Jones. We're not getting Chris Jones.
Well, then give me Christian Wilkins.
What do you mean?
There's no other option. There's nothing that'll make me feel good.
You can't just say, I don't get Christian Wilkins, fix it with Chris Jones. That's not how that works.
And
that's very immature.
I'm going to stand by that statement. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to double down on that because not only, in regards to talent, Christian Wilkins, one of the most talented defensive tackles in the league, but he is truly the heart and soul of this team. In order to replace the heart and soul of this team, you have to have someone who's significantly better than what's departing. The only person who is Chris Jones.
By the way, speaking of heart and soul, Joe did the show today from the Canes.
Oh yeah,
facilities for spring practice.
Yeah.
Did you see that catch? The heart and soul, the receiving room made yesterday, Xavier Restrepo.
Oh,
love that
Restrepo.
catch.
Yeah,
it was tough.
He's tough.
That catch was tough.
Yeah,
dude. If you guys haven't seen this catch, all right.
Yep.
Deep Bombski, okay. Restrepo. I don't even know how the hell he catches it. It's like an inverted over the shoulder, like kind of deal.
What was
like it was? I don't know how he did what he did to catch this ball, but it was breathtaking from Cam Ward.
Yeah,
and like
Ward,
I'm just thinking to myself, my God, this could be a fun year all of a sudden. Business may have paid. We got ourselves a real not a dope like Tyler Van Dyke fraud. Okay.
Yeah.
Who goes and puts on a jersey for a team he doesn't even play for. You look like a mascot TVD. Okay.
He's a fan.
You sit there, you wear your Badger jersey. You weren't playing for them yet. Put on a sweatshirt like a normal person. You put on a jersey. No. Now we got the real deal in town. I'm excited. Cam Ward, that's tough.
They're calling the Restrepo play the play of the camp.
I don't know how he did it. Yeah. I don't know how he did it. I mean, hands, dude. The concentration it took. It's beautiful.
He is Braxton Berrios 2.0.
What are you doing there?
Too much? I mean, look, slot receivers, small, sure hands, quick. Intangibles.
Intangibles.
So what are you doing there?
Take a break. Back after this.
Go.
You're dead to me.
All right. Bury some people, man. I don't like how Albie says Tobin was the biggest TVD fan.
You did call him Touch Van Dime.
Keyword there, dude. Was, dude. And this is in history class, all right? The subject is current events. Albie. I'll be seeing you with my Cam Ward jersey because that's a real hurricane, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to it. All right, man. Hey, first, can we get a weather update, Marcos, from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
We do have a action-packed weekend, which means we're going to have a lot of foreigners in town. The weather that they will be gifted with is partly cloudy for the most part. That'll be today and tomorrow. Wind southeast, 50 miles per hour. Right? Shouldn't be too hot though, so they're lucky in that regards. We have highs of 82 and highs of 84 for the next couple days. So UFC 299 should have some pretty decent weather. Nothing crazy.
All right. Here's who's dead to me. You know, I'll take fat shaming from Schmeeth and Schmolnick.
Yeah.
I'll take fat shaming all day. All right. Call me whatever you want. Hippopotamus, walrus, elephant seal,
chubby,
chunky,
ugly,
whatever you want to do.
Smelly.
I'll take it from the people that mean the most. Okay.
Just me.
But I'll be damned if I'm going to hear it from some clown who dresses like a cush ball. I'll be damned if I'm going to hear from some squeaky voiced nerd who's going to only hold on to his belt for a hot second, dude. Because let me just say something right now, dude. The sugar show is about to be sugar free because Chito Vera is knocking this dude into the bleachers. Suga Sean O'Malley.
Say it.
You may call me stupid and you may call me dumb, and I may be both those things, but you want to know something you're not going to be?
Yeah.
The champion come Sunday, dude. Because at the Kaseya Center, we're going full Cheeto via KO to win the Bantamweight Championship, dude. Because you're dead to me, Sean O'Malley. We're going with Marlon Chito Vera, second round KO to win the belt. Dead to me, Sean O'Malley. Putting my money on it. We're putting that parlay together. I'll give you my final picks, but first, J-Fick, who's dead to you?
I mean, how does one follow after that?
You're dead to me.
I was wild. I
That
feel like
was.
what's dead to me is like my $5 about to go into this bet.
That's
My $5, $10.
Sure. That is definitely, that's dead to all of us. We are putting money down this weekend.
We are putting
You're
money
dead.
down.
Absolutely. He's
I
crunching the
truly
numbers.
have no idea what else to say after that. I'm kind of surprised.
You know what? I think that's solid enough. Your bank account and all that you know, J-Fig, this normal life that you live now, that's going to be dead to you because we're going to be rolling in the dough after this weekend.
So I no longer have to be rolling in Odyssey points.
Exactly.
Yep.
Odyssey schmodyssey points, dude. We're talking about
Let's
real
go.
buckaroos
Whoa.
now.
Oh, buckaroos.
Buckaroos now.
You said, yeah.
You son of a buckaroo. Did that scare you? That had to scare you.
Not as much. The last one did.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, you know what is dead to me?
That green thing he was wearing? Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that was actually definitely dead to me. This was a little bit more personal. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not
The
as
glasses.
no, I mean they are dead to me because they were $11 and I saw them on Temu for $4. So hell of a markup. Hell of a markup. But this is something that is personally only happening to me because I'm an irresponsible adult. But it has really brought to my attention a need, a need that a lot of businesses do not currently, specifically, I'll say gas stations, but In 2024, the current year that is, if you do not have tap to pay, simply just pull out my phone. Boop. You are dead to me.
You're dead to me.
And I'm explaining why.
Yeah, please explain why. Because I wouldn't do that.
That's fair. That's fair. I lost my debit card maybe about 3 months ago. Maybe
That's
even
your
longer.
fault.
Fair. No, totally my fault. Irresponsible adult. But you know why I haven't necessarily needed my debit card for the past 3 to 4 months? Everywhere's tap to pay. Just a simple boop, boop. Or if I need to get anyone any money, I'll just go ahead and digitally send it via one of the money transferring apps. But nothing pisses me off more than when I go to a gas station and I'm in a rush because I'm late and procrastinate to get to work. And they're like, I'm sorry, you have to come see the clerk. We don't do tap to pay on time. You gotta either swipe your card or come see the clerk. It is 2024, dude. I don't have time for that. I'm making business moves.
Stop relying on technology, Marcos.
Fix it, dude.
Stop relying on technology. What year is this? Huh? 1963.
Stop it, because guess what?
Yeah.
Eventually, it's all gonna crumble.
What in the apocalyptic is? Do you know something I don't? This is scary.
Also, you might as well just say Walmart is dead to you because
One of
Walmart
us
has
is gonna know
Walmart
about that.
Pay
Yeah, but no tap to pay at Walmart.
and no
What the
tap to
hell are we
pay.
doing, Walmart?
If we were honest though, like amongst us on the show, like who would know about it, the apocalypse? I feel like it would be Jay.
It would be Jay.
You know,
for
like
sure.
she feels like she's
She
with
knows something.
The
dude.
goth dark arts, like there's something going on there.
Either that
These
or
mosh pits.
Her dad knows something. Maybe.
Oh
You know,
my-
he's
you know
too
what I
big.
did to myself the other day,
What'd you do?
which I probably will not put myself in a situation ever again.
Hmm?
So I decided let me go to this concert of this woman that I don't really know that much. I know maybe 5 songs I've heard, but it'd be a nice thing to do on a Wednesday night.
Hmm?
I went to go see Olivia Rodrigo.
Oh, daughter
nice.
loves Olivia Rodrigo.
Right, exactly. So this is where I would probably never do this to myself again. I have never felt so old in a crowd.
Oh,
man.
That
And
makes
you know what's
sense.
crazy? You guys notice how much I go to concerts, how much I've always been a part of concerts. I've been in the pits, everything. So my ears have adapted to that kind of environment.
Hmm?
The way I have never felt so uncomfortable with screaming fans in front of me.
Wow.
It was the loudest pitch I've ever heard in my entire life.
I think that's an indication.
So
that-
she's like the
Sure.
younger, like does Olivia Rodrigo, is she gonna be like the next Taylor Swift? Because like she's got even the younger fans.
I'm assuming, and it's kind of crazy too because a lot of these little girls, they were almost in tears, like they were
Wow.
heartbroken once in
I
their
didn't
lives.
realize. I didn't realize she had pull like that.
She had pulled out. The Kaseya Center was sold out,
What?
That's
This
cool.
is at Casino Center?
and
Wow.
that whole strip, that whole Biscayne Boulevard,
Yeah.
shut down.
Wow.
I think it's a
Shut
bigger
down.
indication that instead of, concerts or loud music being dead to you, I think your youth is dead to you at this point, JP.
I think so because I was acting like a mother in there, and I was
You're
just like,
dead
you know what? I don't even have children.
So
Let me
is that dead to you?
Your youth?
possibly.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Yes.
I'm just a person who
You're
generally
dead.
likes music. I like seeing different types of artists. I don't care what kind of age group it is, but you know what? I think it's time
It's time.
to start caring a little bit more.
I've hedged on my bet.
All right, let's go. What we
Okay,
got?
'cause
You've crunched the
Chael-
numbers.
Chael has scared me a little bit about
For
Michael
sure.
Lennon Page.
Yeah.
So hedged a little bit. We're not at the plus 41,000 anymore. Okay.
Hold on. What?
No. We're at plus 31,000.
Oh,
all right. Still pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm going before we get to the bad guy, who
Yeah.
was amazing, by the way.
Amazing,
And Marcos, I think you made him a fan.
You know what? You tried to muzzle me, dude. Didn't work.
I did.
That was great, by the way. You should
I'm
give yourself a
going
point.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You know what?
parlay, 4-leg parlay.
All right.
Chito by KO.
Yes, agreed.
Dustin by TKO KO.
Oh, okay. So we get both options.
Yes.
What the hell is it? Okay.
Yeah,
so if
Chito
he's
by
like-
KO, TKO 2.
Oh, okay. Cool,
Chito, KO, TKO, DQ.
Oh.
Dustin by KO, TKO, DQ.
Love that.
Gilbert Burns. This was a big one because he kind of shook us yesterday.
Yep.
Yep.
Submission.
Yes, he did. Hey, he named 4 different submissions he could potentially put on this guy.
So you're
Michael Venom Page.
Yes.
Kevin Holland. Here's my hedge.
Okay.
To not go the distance.
Not go the distance.
I don't know.
Oh, so it doesn't matter who's. Oh,
doesn't matter who wins. Just has to end in knockout or sub.
Or sub. Yeah.
Or sub. Just
Disqualification,
can't go or the not. Yeah. So that's my hedge.
Not go. Damn, that's good. Yo, that I've never felt more solid about 4 picks, which means we're definitely gonna lose.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never felt more confident.
I have just lost $20.
That is so amazing, but I've never felt better while losing.
Wow, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun, dude.
Yes. Okay. Do you know the order of these fights that we're gonna see? I
think it goes
Venom
Page,
first, right?
Burns, Dustin.
Yeah, that makes
Chito.
sense. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I like that.
We'll talk a little UFC 299. If you guys missed it, the bad guy,
The
Chael
bad
Sonnen
guy.
from ESPN.
It was good.
He joins us next.
It's time, dude. It's time.
What is it time for?
You know what time it's for? What
time is it for?
It's time for the bad guy.
You're excited about this.
Yeah,
I have not seen you this revved up all week. We've had some great guests from the UFC this week. We got UFC 299 down at the Kaseya Center in the Heat's house tomorrow night. They got the weigh-in today, and very excited. Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line shop. 100 Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. The bad guy, Chael Sonnen, joining us there on the program. Chael, an honor. Thank you so much for giving us some time, man, here on Fight Week.
Gentlemen, you look great, first off. I like those shirts, both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Chael. It's like a Friday tradition. It gets us festive for the weekend. You know what I mean, man? We're excited for a fight week.
Oh, I love it, man. Hey, I'm at the arena right now. I try to get a back room so that I could kind of be quiet to talk to you guys. But I get high. I get high on these days. I can barely sleep the night before. I got to throw something at you. So we're sitting at the arena. They're doing the weigh-ins, the face-off. We're building for tomorrow. But in about 3 hours, Francis Ngannou and Joshua are going to box in the Middle East. I'm still trying to get a feed for it. I'm just telling you to remind you because a lot of people don't even know that is today.
I know. It's weird that it is on a Friday. Chael, there's a media room there. There's a ton of TVs. You keep walking down that hall. I know exactly where you can maybe peruse and find a place. Just keep looking for that one that has the fancy sign in front of it outside that little lounge that you're at. But man, I don't know what is it. Why is it on a Friday? That is very strange.
I was in Saudi Arabia last week. There was a PFL event, and I was the announcer for it. So I got to be there. You know, there's something about that. Francis was there, and Mike Tyson was there, and John Jones was there. And I know I'm dropping names, but it's the point because we're in the parking lot for the PFL of the building where they're going to do this fight. And just for example, like this fight isn't sold out. They only sold about 15,000 seats. And I don't know if that's a geographical issue where Riyadh is just not a huge fight population yet, right? It's simply not Las Vegas. It's not Miami. Or if they're not interested in it, like, I don't know. I can tell you that I am interested. I wasn't in Francis's first time because I thought he had no chance. He's now made me a believer. I want to see what he can do.
Same here. It's unbelievable. I thought he was going to get crushed by Tyson Fury, and now this guy's definitely every bet that he made on himself seems like it's paid off. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Before we get into this card coming up, the news yesterday: Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul. What was your reaction to this? We were talking to MVP yesterday, Michael Venom Page. He is like, I'm worried about Mike Tyson. This seems too old to be doing this. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, I'll give you a couple of thoughts, and I am more than aware that I am likely wrong, but I'm going to go on record with it anyway. I have read 5 reports of that, including at ESPN.com, who I work for, including at TMZ Sports, which is a pretty good source. Nowhere has it said that they are going to fight or they're going to box. It has said Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It said Jake Paul agrees to Mike Tyson. I can't help but tell you, I feel like the swerve is getting ready to come. This fight makes 0 sense. I mean, let me, before we get a hater on the contest, let me just share the business side. There will be no sponsor for a young man to beat up an old man. There's no sponsor that subscribes to that. They cannot sell seats. I just gave you an example of what Joshua and Francis are selling right now today. Let me give you another example. Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor sold 10,800. Now, they were at a much higher price point, but that was in the fight capital of the world. They're going to go out to Texas. I don't care if you're doing them for $5. You don't have a market. Most importantly, who's going to host it? Now, boxing exists for one reason. There's always a bigger fool willing to lose money. In this case, Netflix is brand new, and I'm sure the people in boxing sunk their teeth into them and got Netflix to be willing to lose a pile of money. But aside from that, you got 2 strikes and 1 possibility. I don't think these guys are boxing.
Man. All right, so we got the fight coming up. And by the way,
you can't get that. Gentlemen, you cannot get that analysis anywhere. That is one of a kind. That's why you came to me.
There is a place you can get the Good Guy, Bad Guy, the new show with Chael Sonnen and Daniel Cormier. I saw you guys on the ESPN MMA YouTube page. Beautiful Port of Miami for your breakdown of UFC 299. How excited are you about this project with DC, Chael?
I love it, man. I've got to tell you, and you guys would be able to relate to this. Like, publicly, you love it, you want to get the word out, but inside, your ego is directly related to what that rating is each week. And we live on YouTube, so not only are we audited against fellow competition, we are publicly audited against fellow competition. So I got to tell you, I'm excited about it, but like, I'm not letting my guard down. I really hope it turns out to be a good show.
This card, the one thing that shocked me, Chael, this is supposed to be the Suga show. Sean O'Malley, obvious why, he's had the rise that he's had. But that press conference yesterday, man, it felt like Chito kind of took the crowd from him. I've been blown away by seeing the support from Chito because, he talked about this last week with us. He was like, I already get this heroes welcome my country, and it's felt like it's traveled here. What have you thought about the crowd reaction that Chito has gotten in this main event face-off?
I love that you had the courage to bring that up because that is the number one most important thing, right? It's not about the left and right hands. It's about what do the fans want to see, and I'm glad that you didn't mind admitting that. I don't mind admitting that either. Chito turns out to have the it factor, and we didn't know that. I don't think he knows that about himself, and he's not up there trying. He's not trying to make people like him. He's not trying to get clicks. It turns out every now and then you get a guy that's just genuinely interesting. He appears to be pretty interesting. I mean, between the two of them, O'Malley works harder, is more flashy, wants to be the bigger star. Between the two of them, Chito is more likely to stab you in a parking lot, and there's something compelling about that at times, right? Like, he's got this rough, edgy. I was into it too, man. I thought he was killing it up there.
How do you think the first matchup of this matters? Like the fact that he has a win over him, even though Sean, had the leg thing that happened, does it matter that he's already beat him?
Absolutely. Now, I will tell you the real secret that nobody else will. Both of these guys already know who's going to win this fight. The problem is, as we're sitting there judging them, we're trying to figure out which one is bluffing. There is one or two fights a year that doesn't fall into what I just said. Both guys walk to the ring knowing who's going to win the fight. And every now and then there's a punch and you can surprise yourself. But aside from that, I mean, I'm just sharing, like, the animal kingdom's real. Everybody knows who's who. Everybody watching this right now, if I was to ask you who the baddest dude in your high school was, whether you were a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, everybody could give me an answer, and nobody saw that guy fight. They didn't have to, right? Everybody knows who the baddest dude is, and I'm just sharing with you. I really do wonder between the two of them what they both left that first fight with. And I've even heard people debate it. I was there live. I thought that Chito was getting the best of him, but a lot of other people say that's wrong, including the odds makers. It's very close, but O'Malley is officially the favorite.
Yeah, it's a weird thing because we were talking about this all week. The underdogs on this card, I kind of think are crazy, and I'm very biased because I love Dustin Poirier and I love Gilbert Burns, South Florida training guys. So, like, I have an affinity for him. I understand, but Chael, these newcomers are coming in there. I feel like Dustin is being disrespected against this Benoit Saint Denis. What do you think of the co-main? Does Dustin have a shot here?
They are completely wrong. This is inappropriate. It is so wrong. Dustin is not only not going to lose this fight, he's not going to lose a round. I do not know where this narrative or idea came from. And by the way, both numbers don't lie. Well, we got two different numbers here. We got a rankings room that has Saint Denis at 13 and Poirier at 3, and we got an odds maker that at one point had Dustin a 2-1 underdog. They can't both be right. So do we fire our odds maker or do we clear out the rankings room? Because one of them is way off. I'm rolling with the rankings room. I don't think Dustin has a hard time. It's not because Saint Denis isn't a complete stud. Dustin's that damn good, not to mention it's 5 rounds. That changes things in Dustin's favor significantly.
You've called fights for Bellator. What are the UFC fans in for with MVP?
MVP is fun. Listen, you have 3 ways as a fighter to entertain the fans. You have your in-ring performance. You have what happens immediately after the fight, but you also have a walkout. Now, the great stars, the Conor McGregors, the Floyd Mayweathers, they'll give you 2 of the 3. And nobody can really get all 3. I mean, now you're starting to get in like Tyson Fury territory. There's really, truly not very many guys. MVP will dance on the way to the ring. He'll put on one hell of a show when he's in there, and he'll say something fantastic before he goes. I mean, like, this guy can do it all. I will also share this with you. Historically, guys making their octagon debut do not perform to their best. Now, sometimes they get the outcome they want, but they generally don't perform to their best. To give you a couple examples, Hector Lombard came over 22-0, lost. Wanderlei Silva came over, ranked number 1 in the world, lost. Eddie Alvarez is a lock for a future Hall of Fame, lost his debut. So I do expect MVP to underperform. That doesn't mean he can't still win. There's a meaningful gap, at least in the stand-up, between MVP and his opponent.
Put that down, Marcos, for our crazy underdog parlay, just so we know.
Yeah,
He's giving us the goods there.
Yeah.
Chael Sonnen, you guys can see his coverage this week. ESPN Plus pay-per-view is where you guys can buy UFC 299, his new show, Good Guy, Bad Guy with Daniel Cormier. Chael, before we get you out of here, man, down here in Miami, we know Jorge Masvidal is down. What the hell's going on? Is this legit? This legit beef going on with you guys? I thought you guys were cool. I watch your YouTubes. You seem to have always had respect for Masvidal. Has this flipped? Is this a gimmick? You guys are really going at it right now?
And I appreciate you saying that because I see it the same way. I think of George as a friend. He's only asked me for a couple of things ever. I've only asked him for a couple of things other, but we both jumped and were there for the other one. I don't know where things went bad, but I got to take a guy at his word. And if George and 5 of his scumbag friends walk up on me, they're going to quickly find out they should have brought more people. Oh, by the way, before we go, what's your co-host? He's not talking to old Chael, but he's got something against good-looking badasses. Doesn't he want to pay a couple of compliments to the? Doesn't he want to say, thanks for coming on, that type thing?
He's muzzling me, Chael. This is what I wanted to say, dude. Is it true that I am looking at the reflection of perfection, the man who gets all the attention? Am I looking at the man with the biggest harm, with the greatest charm, the man in Chicago who will do harm to guys 3 doors down? And I want to know, BT, Tobin, he's muzzling me, Chael. What are you going to do when the man of steel is here in Miami, dude?
As you mentioned Chicago before the 3 doors down, only you and I know what you're talking about, but that was a beautiful job, my man. Hey, I got to tell you straight up, I don't know what's going on with Masvidal. I had enough of it yesterday, and it puts me in a little bit of a tough spot because I'm so much bigger than him. So it put me but I had enough of it. Yes, I accept. And they made this Paul versus Tyson announcement. So I went right to Paul and said, me and Masvidal, Paul's got a good relationship with Masvidal. I said, me and Masvidal, co-main event, let's get this done. Paul wrote back, I'm in with exclamation points, and then recontacted me and said, hey, there's an announcement that I can't talk about, but Masvidal's already signed to do something with somebody else, so he's not available. I only do bring that to you. When you call a guy out, the guy either answers or he doesn't. I answered, and he's the one that's not showing up.
Oh, man.
Like that.
Catch him this week, man. The bad guy. Nobody better. Chael Sonnen, thanks for the time.
I've had it with you both. Goodbye.
There you go. Oh, did you get the Goosies?
So good.
Oh,
just as good as I knew he would be.
Damn, dude, that was fun.
Yo, analysis too. A lot of we have to
we got our parlays.
A little nervous
on MVP now, but he is a friend of the show too. Now, I don't know. Wow. All right, Chael Sonnen, man,
electric,
that was electric. He's good.
So good.
He's good. You had that ready.
I did have that ready. You know why? Because I knew at a certain point he's gonna say something, dude. He's gonna see me just sitting here and he's gonna say something. I know the bad guy. Bad guys know bad guys.
The bad guy is alert. He's gonna know.
Alert. He is alert.
And check out their new show, man, on ESPN Plus and on ESPN the MMA YouTube page. I was just checking it out. They have a whole breakdown of UFC 299. Good guy, bad guy, Daniel Cormier, and Chael Sonnen. Schmeeth and Schmolnick says one bad guy, two fat guys.
Okay.
Point for Twitcher.
Offensive.